It's going live. Hold on.
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High Yahweh in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus the Christ. Shalom. And we want to give a greeting to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four corners of the globe, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous Americans, and those that are scattered to the four corners of the globe that fit the curses throughout the Bible. My name is Brother Yakanan, and we are here at Rose Hill Community Center, located at 19 Lamson Lane, classroom 110B, and we are here from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., and we would like to invite you to fellowship with us. We are Hebrew Chosen Elect, and today's Shabbat reading we are going to pick up in our Torah course, which is at Genesis chapter 6, and we will be starting at verse 1. To the 12 tribes of Israel who are...
We'll be going through 6 and 7 today.
Salakia, yeah, 6 and 7.
Okay. We're going to try to get through both chapters. I think we can.
Of course, your brother's going to have precepts and stuff.
Well, this is a chapter 6 got a few things to touch on. Specifically, this chapter 6 is the chapter where you find the sons of God first quoted. The sons of God went down and slept with the sons of the daughters of women. I mean, the daughters of men. And, one of the beliefs out there is that when this quote unquote, the sons of God slept with the daughters of men, it was talking about angels coming down. So we're going to tackle that today with this breakdown to chapter 6. Okay. Let me make sure I'm shared where I need to, and then you can go ahead.
Okay. And then once again, like I said, if you're at home, we're going through Genesis chapter 6. So if you're ready, get your pens, your pencils, some paper.
Yeah, we good.
And we're going to open it up. Of course, we're going to go through the volume of the book as Hamashiach Yahushua was. So we're going to go through a little bit in the Old Testament, a little bit of the Apocrypha, and we're going to complete it with the New Testament, and we're going to put it all together so it all makes sense. With that being said, I'm going to start reading at the book of Genesis chapter 6. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of Yahweh saw the daughters of men, that they were fair.
Okay. No, keep going.
And they took them wives of all which they chose.
See, okay, so right here, we're going to stop right here. And this is what I was talking about. The sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and took wives of all which they chose. So, some people believe that that's talking about angels actually came down from heaven and slept with women. Really, it's kind of the same way they think that angels came down and slept with Mary. An angel came down and slept with Mary. So that's the question that we should be raised is, did angels actually sleep with women? And that's what we're going to tackle that straight off the top by going to, first, let's go to Matthew chapter 22, verse 29.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22.
Let them get it before we go there. Matthew chapter 22, verse 29.
When everybody there, can we get a con?
Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 29. Yahushua answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of Yahweh.
So this is where the Pharisees was asking Christ, Yahushua, about if a woman had 7 men and they all died, but she didn't have, each time she married a brother and never had a child, and the Pharisees trying to trip Yahushua up and ask him, whose wife is she going to be when all the brothers had her? So this is what Yahushua's answer to the Pharisees trying to trip him up. So he said, you don't know the scriptures, nor the power of God. Go ahead.
For in the resurrection, they neither marry nor are given in marriage.
Oh, the resurrection. They're asking when they come back to earth, whose wife is she going to be in the resurrection? So he said, in the resurrection, they need to marry. Go ahead.
Nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of Yahweh in heaven.
You see that? So our Savior is breaking it down, and he said that the angels in heaven don't marry and aren't given in marriage.
Nope.
So the angels in heaven aren't laying with nobody.
No.
They don't even have that desire.
No.
So already we're saying that it can't be that. It can't be angels sleeping with women. Yeah, like to say angels have lust, that's a fleshly desire.
That's right.
Once you leave this flesh, you're not thinking about some cheeks. you're not thinking about, the chick you saw at the mall that, had everything tight on and was shaped like a coat bottom. You're not thinking about that. You don't have that fleshly desire. So we see it's already off top. It's not even possible. So that cuts the Virgin Mary. That's one of the cuts already too. Yeah, I was letting you know the angel didn't sleep with my mama. Angels don't sleep with women, right? So, what does the scripture mean by sons of God and daughters of men? That's what we're going to tackle.
So are you saying that angels are male and female?
No.
No. We're not saying that.
What are you saying?
We're saying that angels don't sleep with anybody. Right. They don't have relations, quote unquote. Yeah.
And they're immortal.
Right.
So there's no need to procreate.
Right, exactly.
I just wanted clarification so that when I repeat it to someone, they will be clear.
You can't see where there's some women angels. So anybody says not, then you go to Zechariah chapter, I think 5, you're going to see that. So I'm not going to say there's no spirits that aren't women. Zechariah chapter 5 is going to say different. But we're not going to go there.
Right. Okay.
But just to answer your question, regardless, they're not sleeping with anybody. Yeah, Yahushua said it. The angels, he didn't even put a sex. He said the angels need to marry or are given in marriage. So who's given in marriage? The woman anyway. So really, just the way he said that, it can be women angels. Really, what are angels? Spirits. So once you leave your body and you go into the spirit world, you're a what?
Spirit.
But you're also an angel. You're an angel. And then angel, we're going to tackle what is an angel also. So I'm not going to jump ahead to that.
Okay.
But once you're in the spirit world, you could be considered an angel. So like a woman, once she dies, we're going to Luke 3.
No, but are you going here?
No, I wasn't going to go there. No, I might go there later.
All right, I was going to go there to show him.
Oh, you want to answer this question? Go ahead. I wasn't going there, but you can. Yeah.
All right, we're going to go.
So he's got one for you for that question.
We'll go to 1 Corinthians 15, 40 through 44.
14?
15.
Let me go to mine. So this is for your question of what was it about women? Angels?
Do angels sleep with women?
Yeah.
This is on that question.
Yeah.
Or if there's woman angels.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify for anybody watching or here what question we answer.
We're going to start at 40.
1 Corinthians 15.
15, and we'll start at 39, rather.
Yeah, but like I said, for anybody watching later or now or here, what question are we answering with this scripture? Just so nobody's confused.
Okay.
Which question?
Do angels and men procreate?
Okay, so we're answering anybody watching now or later in class. This is to answer the question of do angels procreate? So 1 Corinthians chapter 15.
We're going to start at 39.
We're going to start at 39.
39?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
You can go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 39. And it reads, all flesh is not the same, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There is also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial. But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star differs from another star in glory. So also in the resurrection of the dead, it is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. So that shows that a terrestrial being, it cannot procreate with a terrestrial being as though it's a celestial being. It's two different types of flesh. It's two different entities, so it can't procreate with the other.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let's move.
real quick, we can go back. You want the one on the women? You want to see the women? Angels?
Yeah.
All right, real quick. Zechariah chapter 5. Zechariah chapter 5. Just go ahead while we're at it. Tackle that. Just in case anybody is, needs to know, doesn't know. Are there any women angels?
Come on.
And it's verse 5.
Starting from what verse?
Verse 5. So Zechariah chapter 5, verse 5.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 5, verse 5. Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, lift up now thine eyes and see what is this that goeth forth. And I said, what is it? And he said, this is an ephah that goeth forth. He said, moreover, this is their resemblance through all the earth. And behold, there was lift up a talent of lead, and this is a woman that sitteth in the midst of the ephah.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, this is wickedness. And he cast it into the midst of ephah.
So it's a parable. We're not going to break down the parable, but it's going to get to the point. Go ahead. Keep going.
And he cast the weight of lead upon the mouth thereof. Then lift I up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came out two women. And
it came out what?
There came out two women,
Uh-huh.
and the wind was their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a stork.
So these angels are being described like the stuff you see on TV. So it's two women with angel wings.
Right.
So these are women angels. So now we know without a doubt there's men angels and women angels. Keep going real quick.
And they lift up the ephah between the earth and the heaven.
Okay.
And
so I think we can stop there.
Slaki, just to let me back off what the brother said, not to get into other cultures or religion or anything, but then they have other deities which we know are demons, which are what we would call evil angels. Yeah. So we know that they would be considered female entities, such as like going to Hindu religion like Kali and Shiva, or if you go into the Bible, you see it's Asherah. You know what I mean? And she would be considered, I guess you would say, a demon or the false queen mother of heaven.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you see that throughout the scriptures too.
Yeah.
And they represent what you would call fallen angels, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So we can drop that.
Thanks for clearing.
Yeah, no doubt. So back to the question at hand. And it's, what does the scripture mean by sons of God and daughters of men? So from there, we're going to go from where we were at to Luke chapter 3 and start at 21.
The book of Luke chapter 3, verse 21. Now, when all the people were baptized, it came to pass that Yahushua also being baptized and praying, the heaven was open, and the Holy Spirit descended in the bodily shape like a dove upon him. And a voice came from heaven, which said, "Thou art my beloved Son. In thee I am well pleased." And Yahushua himself began to be about 30 years of age, being, as was supposed, the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli, which was the son of Jacob, which was the son of Isaac, which was the son of Abraham, which was the son of Thara, which was the son of Nakar, which was the son of Sirach, which was the son of Ragu, which was the son of Phalek, which was the son of Eber, which was the son of Salah, which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Aphaxad, which was the son of Shem, which was the son of Noe, which was the son of Lamech, which was the son of Methuselah, which was the son of Enoch, which was the son of Jared, which was the son of Malil, which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of Yahweh.
Son of who?
Yahweh.
You see that? That's the lineage of Christ. All men, all his forefathers, all the way down to Adam. So the Yahushua was the son of God, and all the way down to Adam said Adam was the son of God.
Come.
So what we're getting into is we went through the lineage last week. It gave the generations of Adam, the what you would call the Adamites. Before you had Israel and the Israelites, you had the Adamites, that chosen lineage from Adam, who was the son of God. So his offspring would be what? His offspring would be the sons of God. The same way the offspring of Jacob, the Israelites, now are the sons of God. Right?
The princes of the power.
Princes of the
Yashar
power.
Allah. You know what I mean?
So from there, let's go to Romans 8 and 12. So we see that the chosen lineage from Adam all the way down to Jacob, down to Yahushua, down to us today. Those are the sons of God. Those are that people that are set apart from everybody else on the earth. So what would everybody else on the earth be? The sons and daughters of men. Right. Or the wicked one as well. You got the sons of men, the sons of the devil. Exactly. And even our people. Remember, Yahushua told the Pharisees, you are of your father, the devil. So even some of our people, when we're walking in those ways, we're heathens in the flesh, Gentiles in the flesh. We can also be the sons of the devil. But then you also have that lineage, like you said. Esau would be the like direct sons of the wicked, right? The same way we're the sons of Yahweh. But
I got a preset.
All right, you want before this one?
Yeah.
So where you want to go?
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54.
Let me get it. Hold up.
And this is show what the Most High think about the other nations pretty much compared to the sons of God.
6 and 54. 6.
2nd Ezra 6, 54, sir. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. And go ahead.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all the creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. The chosen people is the sons of the living God. All these have I spoken before thee, O Yahweh, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Yahweh, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us, and to devour us.
Go ahead. You might as well finish out.
But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten.
See, thy firstborn.
And thy,
That's my son. You've called us your sons, your firstborn, your son that gets the inheritance of everything. Go ahead.
And thy fervent lover are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
You see that? See that? So the Most High, he chose a lineage of people, and those are the sons of God. You got anything else you want?
No, I agree. I'm in agreement with what you said.
So let's go back to Romans 8, let's start verse 12.
The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 12. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to flesh, to live after the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
For ye live after.
If
ye live after the flesh,
mm-hmm.
ye shall die. But if you through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
Mm-hmm.
For as many as are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, they are the sons of Yahweh.
Go ahead, my fault. Read that again.
For as many are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, they are the sons of Yahweh.
So it's also conditional. There's also conditions to it. That's why I was saying that if we're walking in the ways of the heathen and not walking in the spirit of the Most High and His commandments, His judgments, statutes, we're like the sons of the devil now, like Yahweh said to the Pharisees. But when you're walking in the spirit led by the Spirit, now you're the sons of God, right? So this is the same thing that was talking about back in Adam's time. That lineage and you had those men, they were walking in the spirit of the Most High. They were led by the Spirit of God. That's why it was given those names, and it wasn't given no other names of the millions of people that was on the earth. It kept giving that specific son to each son, right? But all their sons and daughters were the sons of the Most High. But these are the ones that were what we're reading here, 8 and 14, that was really being those sons of God, led by the Spirit. From there, go one chapter over to verse 8, chapter 9, verse 8, same book.
The book of Romans.
Hold up. Question or comment?
Even then, they were also law bound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they was.
They were still under law.
Absolutely.
Adam was given the law, right? And he transgressed it, but then he still had. Then you could see Adam and Eve's transgression. You could see that in their children. That's why they had one that was good and then one that was bad. Right. But then he killed Abel, and the Most High gave him another son in his image to carry on that torch of keeping the commandments and having dominion on what dominion they had left with that government ruling with the commandments.
Not only that, we see throughout Genesis, it's men throughout their generations who were made perfect. And we know they were made perfect because it says the law of the law is perfect and is converting the soul. So we know that these men, they walked in the law and they was living as the law because they were perfect. They were upright. And it says that continuously throughout the generations. It says with Abraham, it says it with Noah, and it shows so on and so forth on through the book of Genesis, who was perfect in their generations.
Okay, so let's get that Romans 9 and 8.
The book of Romans chapter 9, verse 8. That is they which are the children of the flesh, they are not the children of Yahweh.
So real quick, so this is the children that are, this is speaking of the children of men. This is speaking of the rest of the world, the heathen, the Gentiles. They are, which are children of the flesh. It said they are what? These are what?
They are not the children of Yahweh.
They're not the sons of God. See that?
But the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
The children of what?
The children of the promise are counted for the seed.
So those are the sons of God, the children of the promise. And who did Yahweh make that promise to? To Abraham. Right, to us. He made to Abraham, they would be through his seed, but it was specific. It ain't going to be Ishmael, it's going to be Isaac. Then through Isaac, it's not going to be Esau, it's going to be Jacob. Those are the sons of God today, the descendants of the sons of God we're reading about in Genesis chapter 6. Right. You said promise count for the seed. Okay, we can drop that.
Hold on. I'd like to go back in that same chapter just to start at 6.
Okay, let me pull that up.
Verse 9. Chapter 9.
Chapter 9 started at verse 6 because it really gets in depth and it even shows you that the children that even passed through the loin, they was just counted as the seed too.
Chapter 9 verse 6.
Chapter 9 verse 6.
Romans 9. Let me get there on this.
9 through 8. Right?
6 through 9.
6 through 9.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, we can go to 8. It's gonna be, you're gonna get the context of it. Just going to 8.
Go ahead. You can edify while you read if you want.
Not as though the word, Slakia, the book of Romans chapter 9 verse 6, not as though the word of God have taken an effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. And that's because we had different people throughout Israel. They was living wickedly too, and they was living of the world. So they was of their father, the devil, instead of living after the promises. They wasn't walking in the covenants. They wasn't keeping the word by precepts. They were living as the heathen. So the inheritance that they were getting the inheritance of the world, which is really nothing, instead of having the inheritance of the Most High, which is the law, statutes, and commandments that we should be keeping, because that's what we're given, the laws of life as an inheritance, and these people didn't want it. It's like they turned away their birthright, such as Esau did. So they turning back to the world and living as the heathen. They living as Gentiles. You know what I mean?
And you know what the Pharisees really brought in real strong? They really brought in real strong the precepts of men. They really brought in the things that was sent down by mouth that wasn't in the scriptures.
Right.
They brought that in. It was, I think, one of John Hyrcanus' sons, right? He had died, one of his grandsons, not sons. And he had died and his wife took over, right? And then his wife gave the Pharisees basically dominion in place of the sons that were supposed to take his reign. That's when the Pharisees came in and they would start ruling. And that's why Yahushua says you teach the precepts of men. They came in with things that aren't of the Bible, things that were by mouth, made up through the times, right? So they brought that in and they would rule with that, and they would judge people based off of that and not off the scriptures. So that's why they were living off of the after their father, the devil. Right. Living outside the law. Go ahead.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is they which are the children of the flesh. These are not the children of Yahweh, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. This again, it deals with the seed coming from Ishmael. He said he was going to make them a blessed nation too. And he sent Hajar and he sent Ishmael into the desert, and he made them a nation unto himself. But he kept his promise unto Abraham and made them a blessed nation as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 9. For this is the word of promise, at this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Right. So we're good there?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so what are we seeing? What are we seeing? There's an election. That the sons of God the sons of God have been chosen before even coming on earth. And the other people, they're the sons of the flesh. Right. Yep. They're the sons of the flesh, not the spirit. So through the sons of the spirit, follow the spirit, that's your sons of God. The ones that's of the flesh, not of the promise, or moving after the flesh, that's the sons of men. Or the son of the wicked.
I have a question too.
Mm-hmm.
You were reading 2nd Ezra 6:58. It says, but we thy people whom thou hast called thy firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
What do we mean by that? And thy only begotten. What do we mean by that one?
That's basically like the favorite, the chosen. That's what it means. Because who gets the inheritance?
The firstborn of the election.
Yeah, generally the firstborn. Like if you have sons,
Right.
your firstborn gets your inheritance. Gets the most. Your other kids get less. He gets like your house. He gets the most. He gets the main things that you got to leave behind. The firstborn gets it. But we see with the Most High though, he doesn't go off of the same rules that we have. He has an election already. So that's why we see with Isaac. Okay, it's not Ishmael that's getting this inheritance. It's Isaac. Because, even though Ishmael was the firstborn of the flesh, the Most High moves a little different because it's already chosen in the spirit world before it's even done here. So that's why you see it with Jacob and Esau. Jacob gets that inheritance, but Esau came out first. So that's what it means by that. It's like, speaking in parables. It's like how rappers, say something sounds like one thing, but it really means something else. Talking about something else, right? So, okay, I'm calling you the firstborn because you're getting my inheritance.
And we have an understanding on this is how
Right.
we roll as a nation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. The second question is begotten. How do we define that word?
Begotten is like brought forth.
Okay.
That's what begotten means.
Or he
You
brought
see
forth
that
of
means
himself.
seed,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he brought forth of himself. He made us his glow. He made us his pretty much his image. You know what I mean? The original man. That's all that passed down through us. He passed his original breath. He passed his original knowledge. He gave you the original laws. It was up to us to hold the stature. It was up to us to hold this status of high esteem. It's up to us, to bring it back. But then you can also see why Esau is going to be punished because the Most High said you're going to be the apple of his eye. You know what I mean? It's like you took your finger and you just took your finger and put it in the Most High's eye. You poked his pupil. You know what I mean? And your arms is really too short to box with God. So you just got to imagine how the Most High feel about that. Like how he going to smack Esau up when it come down to it. You know what I mean? Because you really taking your finger in that expression and sticking it in the Most High's eye. And it said that he continued to torment us. I'm paraphrasing when our sin had an end. You know what I mean?
I got a precept though on that question. So firstborn refers to that's who's getting the inheritance. But then you said, what does it mean by only begotten? Because millions of people that's begotten, it's thousands, millions begotten every day. But what's it talking about? God's only begotten. Joel 2:27. And I'll read it. And it says, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. So that's the only begotten people of the Most High. Meaning he's not dealing with anybody else. That's what only begotten means. Even though it's millions of people on the earth. It
can only come through him.
Well, of all the people, you're the only one, that came through him. That's what it's talking about. So fervent lover, first begotten, only begotten is speaking of. No, it can't be cloned. There's no passing it off. You can't pass it off. You can't pass the buck on this one.
They don't have that breath of life that we have. They just don't, you know what I mean? They don't have the steam. They don't have the flavor. They don't have the seasoning that we have. We the salt. They don't have the dance that we have. They don't have, ain't nobody gonna blow the shofar like the men do in this room. They ain't gonna do it. They not gonna do it, you know what I mean? They're not gonna come out with the latest craze and the fads and stuff. That's why they trying to use us to kill us, because they can't do it with their agenda. They gotta use us to kill each other in their agenda. Because we the most influential. You know what I mean? They not too influential. That's why they behind the scenes. Yeah. They the synagogue. The devil himself.
Mm-hmm. Another precept on point you just made. Baruch 3:33 and 35 down. Baruch chapter 3, verse 35 on down. And it reads, this is our God, and there shall none other be accounted of in comparison of him. He hath found out all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob, his servant, and to Israel, his beloved. See, even with the question, it said is first begotten, fervent lover. So who's he's speaking of there? That's what that means. This is on it is right here. Only begotten, the fervent lover, and Jacob his servant, and Israel his beloved. Afterward did he show himself upon earth and converse with men. So you see that?
So those are the vessels of honor, and there's the vessels of dishonor.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So we can drop
I
that.
mean, the vessel of dishonor, you can tell who it is. He asking the Most High, come on, man, why have thou made me thus? You trying to convince the men to be women and the women to be men? Like you showing who you are. You showing the dishonor. You showing you didn't want the birthright and the promises, and you're gonna do everything opposite of what the Most High is and what a blessing is. You're gonna just give all the curses out in the world. You know what I mean? You showing that the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked.
Okay. From there, Philippians. Let's go Philippians 2 and 15.
The book of Philippians, chapter 2, verse 15.
You can start above for context if you want. 2:14.
What chapter is that?
That was 3:35 down.
Yeah, I'd like to start. The book of Philippians, chapter 2, we'll start verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in the presence only, but how much more in my absence, work out your own salvation.
And
with
speaking
fear
of the
and
love, we
trembling.
just saw that's Israel. So it's like he's directly speaking to Israel. When he says beloved, you might as well write, dear, what did it say?
Israel.
Yeah, like take out beloved, erase that, and you can type in Israel. All right.
Well, beloved is really saying David. Yeah, I mean, because David's name meant beloved. Yep. So it's letting you know right there he's talking to the seed of David. You know what I mean? And they can argue with you all day, but that's what it said because
Well, but
David's
then-
name means the beloved.
Right. But in this one, he's speaking to all Israel though.
Yeah, I know.
So, but it, so that's true. But also, the what do the Christians say? He's speaking to all Philippians. These little words like beloved, or scattered, or
Elect.
He's just putting code in there.
Yes.
He's basically writing Israel, or it can be writing seed of David. This is code talk.
Yeah, it's like what Isaiah 28:11 it says with stammering lips and another tongue shall I speak to my people. He had to get it to us so that we would have the understanding of it. You know what I mean? Because it says you will find that Israel kept my word by precepts, but not the heathen.
And if he had wrote all these letters direct like that, what would those who could had the power to throw those letters away or to stop his ministry? What could they have did? They could have did just that. Oh, this ain't for us. And during this time, like Israel was an occupied state before Christ came on scene. So when Christ came and said, if this were my kingdom, I would what do you say? Fight, but this is not my kingdom. Most had already turned his back on this kingdom. That's why all these nations was in there, and it was like occupied territory. Because the Most High, he said he didn't want that. So the fact that was going on, he had already turned because of our wickedness, and he had stopped defending this place. And now you got all these different nations with their, basically eating off of our land and everything that we had, our kingdom, all that. This was occupied territory. So that's why when he writes these letters, you got to look for these things. And it's not saying beloved, meaning anybody that's thinks in their mind, okay, Jesus died, I love Jesus. It's not saying that. It's code talk. Right. It's code talk. Like I'm talking to the Israelites in this territory. That's why I'm calling you beloved. And you being an Israelite knowing the scriptures, which they, especially that time, they didn't know the scriptures. This book, like the way we got the Bible, everybody can get it in first century AD or BC. They didn't have that circulating like that. So a Philippian who was actually a Philippian, Edomite or whatever, or Arab or whatever nation, they didn't have the scriptures. But we had the scriptures and we had the knowledge of it. So when he says beloved, the beloved are going to know, okay, Baruch, he said that we're his beloved. The elect, they're going to know that Isaiah said, we're the elect. They're going to know these things because they already know the scriptures. So it's code talk. You can erase it and you can put in there Israel, Jacob, seed of David, seed of Judah. It's code talk. So like the whole New Testament, every writing, every letter has some type of code talk in it.
Connie, you got to understand. These people understand that Paul knew who he was talking to. He knew he was going to he was going out to the scattered that was in these places. He was writing direct letters to these people in these places. So for anybody who say that these was written to everybody, that's off in itself. It's off because this whole book is written to the Israelites. You know what I mean, for the Israelites.
And also, the whole thing with different nations trying to come in and marry in, that's because they wanted to come in and they wanted to weasel their way into getting in positions that we had to blend in and think and become Israelites through those intermarriages and get top positions. Like back in the time of Ezra, that's what was going on. I got a class coming out on that. Ezra, what was going on then? They had Ammonites, I believe, and Moabites marrying in and then getting spots in the priesthood. And the priests, even during the time when Nehemiah came back, the priest wasn't even working in the temple. They was out because the heathens had took all the resources. They had to go out to their lands and work their lands to eat. So they wasn't even coming and doing the service of Levites. Because this is what the heathens do. That's why intermarriage is a no-go. For the most part, with exception to certain rules on it, but that's what the heathens do. So writing these letters, that's what they're trying to do. The same way we see today. Now it says, but it doesn't say Israel, it says beloved. See, it's speaking to everybody. He's talking to the Philippians. He's calling the Philippians beloved. It ain't just Israelites. They always trying to weasel in. Go ahead.
And just to lay me back off of that, the priests at the time, they knew they wasn't supposed to be taking the wives, especially them of the tribe of Levi. Levi was supposed to marry the Levites. Yeah, I mean, they didn't have no inheritance. So they were supposed to pass down the ways and the customs to their sons. And Nehemiah and Ezra, they was getting pissed off. You know what I mean? Nehemiah was going out there, he was smacking people up. You know what I mean? They wasn't keeping the customs. Sin was multiplied in the land and stuff like that. The children was learning the other customs of it. Like you said, the Ammonites, man, they was getting mad.
Yeah, like the Ammonites are married into the Levites and up in the temple when they wasn't even supposed to be coming in there even to sacrifice, let alone doing service of a Levite. Yeah, right. Let alone doing the service of a damn Levite.
So, and then you got people couldn't even show their pedigree. They couldn't show that their father's house, that they was Israel. And it cuts you off throughout that chapter too. It cuts that whole marriage doctrine and that you are not who your father is all throughout Ezra and Nehemiah. It cuts it.
Because they was marrying into daughters and then they was taking the name of the father-in-law. That's so they couldn't show pedigree because they hiding who their father is.
Right.
They're using the father of the woman. But hold up. Hey, where is your... we got you. That's your father-in-law. Okay. Who's your father?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I was an orphan, whatever. Like, but look at me. We look the same. Come on, like I'm Colin Kaepernick. I was adopted. I was just raised by them Ammonites. Yeah. I'm adopted though. Yeah. I don't really know who my dad is, but I just know he's a Levite. Just take my word for it. That's what my Ammonite mom and pops told me. You're a Levite.
Absolutely. Because if you got the woman that's from another nation and we're not in rulership, the woman that we're intermingling with their customs, she's gonna teach them all the customs of other nations. Whereas though if we were conquering and we was at war, we had to make her pair her head and go through a whole ritual where she'd purify herself. She was allowed to mourn her family and whatever for like a month, and then she had to take on our customs, or you let her go on about her business. You know what I mean?
And why she have to mourn the parents?
Because she was allowed to mourn her parents.
But I'm saying because either they were dead or she was done with them. Like there's no in-laws with this.
Yeah, nah.
You ain't seen your parents
no more. Yeah. Well, we would have killed the parents. Yeah, I mean, we would have killed all the male children, all of them, and we would have killed all the women that laid with a man. Yeah, I mean, that's how that would have happened, and we would have absorbed them into Israel. Yeah, I mean, and the children would have out of these would have been Israel, pretty much.
Also, what we see today is that you see that for some reason we're not allowed to have our own language, because if we have our own language, our whole language tends to be holistic. They tend to be like monolithic. They see things as you exactly said, but we can use one word and have 7 meanings for the word.
Absolutely.
So the only way to keep Israel in the subjection is to prevent them from being able to get their language and expression on grid.
Well, you see that in the world today too, because the game is being told to people instead of sold to people, and that's how they picked up our slang. Because I remember back in the day, we could be spitting some slang. You had one of these heathens right anyway, had no clue what you was talking about. They wouldn't even know what you was talking about at all.
Did you really mean kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's those things, and they know that because it's such a broad, vast language, because of the way we think, the way we act, that they have to keep that into like a singularity so that they can control it.
And you see like people like Hillary Clinton when she go on her campaign trail or whatever, she try to speak like us and talk to us. Hey, homegirl, yeah, hot sauce and chitlins. Oh yeah, come on, you want to bring out the worst in us to be like us? Yeah. Sitting in the Baptist church eating pig feet, like you say, yeah. Catfish, yep.
Yeah, language can be a real, bind between people. Like it can really bring people together and create or assist with the blending of different peoples. Just look at the Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans, the Spanish speaking tribes, right? They take pride off of speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Like it's a real major thing to them. Like people come up to me at my job, like, do you speak Spanish? And when I'm like, because they think I am. And when I'm like, nah, you kind of see like a different look on the face. It ain't really that, but it's like you can, it's like something changes. Like, oh.
You're not as endearing to them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
like you're okay. Like you with the English, huh? Okay, yeah, you're not part of us, like you said.
But then they do act different to them when you like ask them different words and stuff too. Because I walk up to them and I learn to ask them "Como se dice?" That means how you say this in Spanish. You know what I mean? And then they'll be more endearing to you like that because they in our neighborhood. You know what I mean? So we got to get along with our brothers and stuff. And if I can, I'm pass some flyers. I got Spanish flyers to get to them too. You know what I mean? And they'll ask questions and they'll be like, yeah, mi mano. You know what I mean? When you walk past, you gave them the information too. And they're in agreement with it too.
It's important not to judge people based upon how they look.
Mm-hmm.
When I first saw you, I thought you were Puerto Rican.
So people, they do that.
I said, you talking more black than me.
But look at it though. Say you speak French.
Okay.
Right? Say you speak French and you go to Haiti, even though they speak Creole, it's kind of French. You're gonna get a little bit more accepted than like a brother come in speaking Spanish. They gonna, oh, where you from? The other side of the island? We don't really mess with them cats over there. Are you Dominican? Yeah. Oh, you speaking Spanish? But if you speak French though, let's say it's not even in Haiti. Let's say that it's here in Wilmington, and you go to a bar, right? And you speak French. Then a white guy comes in and speaks French, and then a Haitian guy comes in that can speak a little bit of French. And y'all find out through talking, whatever, y'all speak French. Now y'all buddy buying each other drinks and speaking French all night. Mm-hmm. Like people really, get some type of camaraderie through language.
And if Israel was given the opportunity to speak its own language, then it will redefine what intelligence is, because they'll be lost. They're not able to pick up on those vibrations based on the context that I spoke it.
Familiarity.
The body language can change the definition of language. They're not used to doing that right there. You'll watch some of the people you might think that are intelligent, but what do you mean by that? You have to say it this way because what he saw, it has to be his way or his way.
And they don't like that. We actually changing the standard of fellowship and everything right now. When we do these summits, when we go back and we refine our language and all that stuff, we actually changing the game right now because they want us fighting amongst each other, and we building off of us saying shalom to each other. And you see a brother with friends and stuff, you be like, "Homie Yasharala," yeah, I mean, those are identifiers. They hate the sis. That's why Marshall Yasharala in the hate group right now. Yeah, I mean, because they hate the sis. And if you look at more brothers, we not even worried about the heathen out there. Really, I mean, we rebuke them if they come up, but we trying to get us to go back to these law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I mean? And it's about the fellowship, but they try to make it about them anyway. Oh yeah, they out there, they trying to bring themselves back to who they are, but they hate us, so we gonna make sure the basis of everything that they say is just racism. You know what I mean? And we not making it about racism. We don't even gotta show them no hate. The Most High hate them. We just gotta show each other love. That's what it is.
And it's interesting how basically what you were saying. I have friends who are Spanish, who are Puerto Rican, Mexican, and Chicano, and it's about 4 or 5 different derelicts, and they don't talk to each other. They don't deal with each other. And I asked them, I said, "Why? How come you don't like the Puerto Rican?" He said, "We just don't deal with it." I said, "Why? You don't know why. You don't know why."
Divide, yeah. We know why though, but they don't. Yeah, it's been, and it'll be over a little thing like a dialect. They're speaking the same language, but you know, you say words a little bit different.
We even got that problem amongst Israel. Like we got some that say Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yahushua, Yahushua, Yahweh. Yahweh. Yeah, it's a problem with that. You know what I mean? And then the scripture says it's going to be 12 diverse fruits. So everybody gonna call Yahweh the same way anyway because we got 12 different dialects. Right. We probably did as tribes in different lands. We probably had a different slang on how we put the spin on the Most High's name. And then that caused a divide right there because you Yahuwah and Yahweh. And it's the same name. Well, the Native Americans, they calling on Ahia. I am, he is. Hey, Ahia, hey, Ahia. Come on, man. They go back to the Most High God. They had a first fruits festival. You know what I mean? When they bought out their first fruits and they did their corn harvest and stuff. You know what I mean? If you go and do the research, they was keeping the customs. But we ain't going to bring it together because one going to say, I am and he is.
And you can see that.
Yeah.
You can see that in the precepts, in the scriptures. Like Judges 12 and verse 5 to 6. And you're going to see exactly that. 2 different dialects of the same people. 2 different, this isn't dealing with the Yahweh thing, but this is the same thing as somebody catch Native Americans might be saying Yahuwah or whatever. Ahia, but you're saying Yahweh. Well, this is 2 separate tribes in a time where we was way closer to speaking the real Hebrew, way closer. Judges' time. It said, and the Gileadites took the passages of Jordan before the Ephraimites. And it was so that this is, I believe, the Manassites and Ephraimites. Those are both sons of Joseph, exactly. Right? Yeah, chapter 12, verse 5 and 6. Chapter 12, verse 5 and 6. Yeah, it is Manassites. It said, and it was so that when those Ephraimites which were escaped said, let me go over, that the men of Gilead said unto him, art thou an Ephraimite? If he said, nay, then said they unto him, say now, Shibboleth. And he said, Sibboleth, for he could not frame to pronounce it right. Then they took him and slew him at the passages of Jordan. And there fell at that time Ephraimites 40 and 2,000. So see that this is both two sons of Joseph. Yeah, first cousins. Right? These tribes was first cousins. Right? Yeah, couldn't pronounce it properly. But they couldn't. Like they weren't able to. Yeah. One could say Shibboleth and one couldn't frame to say could only say right. They couldn't do it.
It's crazy. Like you see, and I can relate to this because you see brothers out in the world, like you see some Hispanic brothers, and they be trying to say Yahweh, but they say Jehovah. You know what I mean? Or even if they pronounce them the Yankees, they say the Yankees. You know what I mean? Seriously.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And it'd be Spanish speaking brothers that speak like that.
No, or some people they can't say George. They gotta say George.
Yeah.
Like they can't say it. It's George now. No, George. The Hispanic cats.
It's all about pronunciation.
Yep. And we would show each other a prejudice over that little bit of stuff.
Yeah. And so
But,
we don't talk to each other because of that.
Sometimes, and you was bringing it out, yeah.
So stupid.
But let's get back. Philippians.
The book of Philippians.
Chapter 15?
He
Yeah,
was
I turned
up
off on
above it a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 2:15. How far you want to go? 16? That's it?
Yeah, we're going to 16.
Yeah.
15.
Okay.
Pick up.
Do all things without murmurings and disputing.
Where we at?
14.
All right.
Do all things without murmuring and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless,
Mhm.
the sons of Yahweh,
The sons of who?
Yahweh,
Uh-huh.
without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the
So
world.
the sons of God, they're different. By what? By their actions.
Yeah.
By their works.
Right.
And they shine as lights. Go ahead.
Come on. And you saw that with Adam too, when he tried to hide amongst the trees, the nations, he couldn't do it because his light just shines so much amongst them. You know what I mean? Holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Hamashiach, that I have not run in vain,
Hold
neither
on, holding
labored in
forth
vain.
what?
What is my
Holding forth the word of life.
Holding forth the word of life. Holding forth the word of life. Who remembers last week we read into Josephus, right? And it said that Adam's lineage, they let's see, without any misfortune, they also were inventors. Oh, remember in the Josephus last week when we read in there about the sons of Seth? It said that the sons of Seth, they also were inventors of that peculiar sort of wisdom, which is concerned with the heavenly bodies and their order. So this is pretty much the same thing. The sons of God, they are, read 16 again.
Holding forth the word of life, that
The
I'm
sons of God, they have the word in there. That's how they're shining. They're bringing the word and the judgments to the earth. Holding forth the word of life. Go ahead.
that I may rejoice in the day of Hamashiach, that I have not run in vain, neither labored in vain.
See that? So we can drop that. So what we see is the sons of God, that's the righteous.
Yeah, and it showed that the labor that they was doing, it was bringing forth the breath of life. It wasn't of vanity. It was things that was going to sustain us as the sons of God.
And the daughters of men, the nations, children of the flesh. So this isn't talking about Nephilims or what they call
Well,
them.
it is talking about Nephilims, but it's not talking about the thought of what people say Nephilims are. It's talking about them bringing forth men who was of renown. Yeah, I mean,
Well, what do you mean by Nephilims?
like
This wasn't
it's
giants
not talking
sleeping
down.
with
That's
women.
what I'm saying. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying. It's not talking about what we perceive them to be.
Or Anunnakis.
Yeah,
It's not Anunnakis
Which is
sleeping with regular women. And it's not spirits coming down
nah,
and sleeping with women.
nah.
right.
It's the righteous dealing with the daughters of men, who is the nations and children of the flesh.
Huh.
And not just taking them as wives and then they live under customs. When they're taking wives, the problem is they're keeping the ways, they're blending in with those families. That's where the problem is. We see that in other scriptures. We're gonna get to it, but that's who the daughters of men is. It's those other nations that they're not children of the Most High. They got other beliefs, other religious rights and things like that. They're in idolatry, and
Come.
they're just not the righteous. They're the children of the flesh. They live after the flesh. And then we're taking the sons of God, we're making wives of them and basically blending in.
And at this time, we had our language, and the children were not learning the language. So they couldn't pass them down the law, statutes, and commandments. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it orally at the time.
Because you wasn't allowed to speak in their language.
Mhm. That's Nehemiah time, right?
Yeah.
So we're going there. So the question is, are there any other examples of this concept that I just brought out? The sons of God, it's marrying the daughters of men, and what they're doing is the problem is they're blending in philosophically, religiously, spiritually, all those things. Is there any other examples? Right. Following their gods? Right. Are there any other examples of this concept playing out in the scriptures? Right. And the answer is yes. There is. And we see that first. We're going to go to Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 23.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Whew. And this chapter, this is one of them chapters right here. Like, you go back and read the whole thing. Like,
13,
23.
It's really hard to
We're
swallow
gonna go
when,
down.
like, even you set in parallel with today. And you might got a friend walk through the neighborhood with one of these women. Yeah. Family, yeah. And they walking through with this. He's like, man, what in the world? At this time, you know what I mean?
Listen.
And the customs is off and the practices is off. And the woman that you bring from the other nation, she's not even the customs of the other nations. She's the worst of what our nation is, a reflection of what they've taken on, what they think our culture is. You know what I mean?
And we have a tendency to pick up the throwaways.
Yeah.
I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth.
Mhm.
The ones that they don't even want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You run and grab one and marry one of them, and you walk around like you living on Front Street.
And you're not bringing home a snow bunny. You bringing home a dust bunny.
They trailer trash to
Yeah.
their home
Mhm.
because they don't even want
You bring home methane.
it.
Mhm. Nothing.
Yeah.
I never heard that one. That's a good one, though.
It's a price to pay for that.
Yeah. Oh man,
Especially
I should have tagged you in the post. This dude said I love. He said that he loved his white women, and like all these women that he had in the post, they was all meth whores.
Mm.
You can look at it and tell, and they was all holes in their face, like your brother Ion was showing in the video and stuff. How you gonna say you love this more than the so-called black woman, man? Like, how you even gonna say that? You these is your prizes.
Because they built different too, and they put up with a lot of our crap. Where the sister ain't putting up with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Well-
you'd rather have 19 dogs than have one.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This. Oh man, I'm sorry. Let me gather myself.
But it's the same thing that we see here,
Yeah. It's
back in Nehemiah, right? Good. Let's
Okay,
get it.
this is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 13, verse 23, and we're going to end up like around 27.
Oh, I got 25. I'm gonna 27.
Now, we're gonna end it at 28. That's where we're going to end it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we're going to end it at 28.
Maybe we're at 28 and you want to go to 30.
We can go to 28,
Matter
but
of fact, we're going to read the rest of the chapter.
I got it at 26.
We're going to read the rest of the chapter, all right? We're going to do it for you. All right, this is the book, Nehemiah, chapter 23 on down.
Come on.
I mean, verse 23, 13, 23 on down.
23.
In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab. So this is Moab and Ammon, they living in the land of Ashdod.
I'll stop you right there.
And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. And I contended with them, and cursed them, and smote certain of them, and plucked off their hair, and made them swear by Yahweh, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves.
Hold up real quick. Verse, like we read verse 24. These children spake half in the speech of Ashdod and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. So they were speaking half in the language of Ashdod and half in another language, wasn't even Hebrew. So what's going to happen from that? And these are also children of Levites. So they're going to change the the language that's being spoke. If they're allowed to go on and they're allowed to take these inheritances, eventually Hebrew ain't going to be the language in the temple.
Nope.
Like cats are going to be in the temple, going into the holy of holies, trying to pray to God in Moab, or in Greek,
Yeah.
or in some type of other language.
Come.
Like this, so that's why, like, this can't be. You're totally changing the culture.
Yeah.
When you was given a culture, and you're casting off a culture that was given by the Most High of anything. Like, that's a disgrace.
Put lemon in the whole bread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and casting off what the Most High gave you. Like, what He gave you ain't good enough, and that's always our problem. What we was given, even though it's the best thing that the earth has, we like what the other people doing.
Right.
We like that better. That looks like fun. That looks like, look, they
live.
living it up over there.
Like
Yeah.
they wanted to have a king.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He wasn't enough.
We already got a king.
Right.
We're all kings. But no, we want a king. They got a king.
King, 'cause they got a king.
That king, he goes out to war, leads them to war. We weren't supposed to have that. We already had that. We had the living God that was that.
Come.
And we cast that behind our back for some, fleshly that we see other people doing, that we was made to be better than.
They let you out of Egypt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You saw the miracles and stuff. You know what I mean? You worried about a king like the other nations, man. I know Samuel sitting there grabbing his head like, what is wrong with these fools?
Mm-hmm.
We pledge this. You want me to read Deuteronomy 7:3?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's not get there
Oh,
yet.
well,
Not yet.
Go ahead.
and
Finish this.
I contended with them, and I cursed them, and I smote certain of them, and plucked off their hair, and made them swear by Yahweh, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things? Yet among many nations was there no king like him, who was beloved of his power, and Yahweh made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women cause to sin.
See that?
I'm gonna ask a question, but-
Outlandish women eventually are going to cause you to sin,
Right.
because you're going, oh, you got the puppy eyes, and you're mesmerized. Oh, man, she's right in all the places, and all of a sudden now you
That's
done
crazy.
now you got your Bible, and then but above the bed you got a picture of a blue God with 6 arms
Mhm.
and a dot on his forehead.
Now, hearing this message, when they speak of Jews, they're speaking of the Hebrews, right?
Come.
Yeah, Con, this is the return from. This is the return from captivity. This is
Yeah.
return from being put out of the land into captivity for these things that now Ezra and Nehemiah is seeing done all over again.
Right. Okay.
So when it says
this was
that's what
Persian
it's-
captivity, returning from that, right?
Persian.
This is return from Babylon.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is from Babylon.
Okay.
Um,
So what I'm saying is, when they speak,
But the
of
Persians
the
were
Jews,
in control
are they
by then.
speaking of the Hebrews here, or is it?
the Jews is speaking of mostly the southern kingdom. Remember, northern kingdom at this time, they over here, they in
Okay.
slavery with Assyria. Most of them by now had already came over to this side of the earth.
Okay.
So this, when it says Jews, is speaking of the southern tribe,
Southern Kingdom.
and what other remnant of northern kingdom is blended in with southern kingdom.
Oh, okay.
But the nation of the northern kingdom is being cast off. It's been cut off. So that's why you see Jews up this point and after is Jews. You're not really, you'll see prophecies where it's like, I'll bring back Israel and Judah and things like that.
Right.
But like these historical accounts, you see Jews because
It's the
northern
of
kingdom,
Judah.
northern
Southern
kingdom
kingdom.
is gone.
Yeah.
Southern kingdom, they was coming out. The Most High allowed a remnant of southern kingdom to come back into the land from Babylon.
Okay.
Under at this time, you was right, the Persian Empire, but they had taken over Babylon.
Come.
So it's coming back from Babylon during the time of the reign of the Persians and Medes.
Very good.
Yeah, so it said, did not even Solomon had the rulership over the whole earth. But he had all these wives, and did not they even cause him the greatest man at that time? Matter of fact, the Bible says he's had the most wisdom,
Come.
right? And even him, these outlandish women, these women of other nations serving other guys, caused him to sin,
Right.
right? And that was we're gonna see what's happening back then before the flood.
Come on.
These sons of God laying with the daughters of men, then they were taking on their ways. That was the problem. Because in the law it says when you conquer a people or a land, you got captives, you can take the women to wife if you like them. And then he was talking about earlier, then you got a whole routine you're supposed to go through with them. Yeah. But then it was a sin when what happened is we would basically marry like, I'm giving you my daughter. Oh, you're going to give me your daughter. Oh, we're going to blend our cultures and, things like that. It's a no-go.
Yeah,
It's a
Solomon
major-
wasn't conquering.
major
He was
problem.
just taking daughters, making alliances.
Yeah,
And
alliance.
instead of making them pair off their customs, he was taking on their customs. He was too curious about other gods, and about the Most High God. That's why he was on that left-hand side. That's where they get that Freemasonry from, because he had the knowledge of the other gods on that left-hand side. He was going into that. He was delving into that. Yeah, I mean, he was going into the gods of the Ammonites and the Moabites and the Egyptian goddesses and all that stuff. And he was dealing with Hiram Abiff and all that crazy stuff. You know what I mean? That's the stuff where he was going off at. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a lot. He had the left hand side knowledge. Yeah, I mean that's what he was dealing with, and that goes to show you that the smartest man in the world was also the most stupidest man in the world too.
Yeah.
At the same time, I mean he fell short at that time.
He didn't see that inside of a love affair is a warfare.
Yeah,
When it comes to the other nations,
yeah,
you'll lose. But if it's amongst your own house, a loss is still a win because it's still in your own house.
yeah, and that's why we shouldn't be taking the wives of the other nations right now, because they're gonna cause our children to go backwards.
He didn't even see.
One night, one wife,
He-
one.
He didn't even see that you're not supposed to be falling in love with any woman. Because listen to that saying, falling.
Oh,
You're not to
Supposed to
fall
grow.
in love with the woman.
You're supposed to grow in love with your woman.
First off, love is an action. It's an action. Your love is built off of actions. They got that term falling in love, but it's really falling in lust. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
You're supposed to love your wife, but you're not supposed to fall in love with her because you just said it. You're falling. You're supposed to be the stronger vessel. You're not supposed to fall. Yeah, you're supposed, right. You're only supposed to fall in love with the Most High. That's it. Right? That's the order. Falling in love changes the order.
yeah.
See that? But you are supposed to love your woman.
Come.
Like Yahushua loved the church. Yahushua didn't fall in love with the church. Because then what would have happened? He would have allowed all the wrongs of the church. That's what happens when you fall in love. Now you're compromised. Now, because of your love, you allow things.
Oh yeah.
See that?
Instead of holding
Come
fast
from
to
this-
righteousness.
Right. He was getting these women falling in love.
Yes, sir.
In the wilderness, these cats was getting these Moabite or Midian women and falling in love. So he was like, "Oh, that's your God? Okay, honey, we can do that a little bit too. Yeah, show me about that. How much incense do we burn again? What time do we get up to worship?
Yeah.
Are we taking a trip to your land? We're planning the trip now. Okay, we live in Jerusalem. You live
We're gonna
out
burn the sage.
in Ammon.
Say,
You know, that's
Yeah.
like a 3-day camel drive. So now you plan ahead.
yeah.
Listen, we got our servants. They know we're going to be gone for 6 days.
What
We're
crystals
going to
we
take care of the
wear?
sheep. Right? We're getting our crystals together. What is it again, baby? We need 6 crystals and 4 jasper stones. You're doing all these things. Yeah, you're going off. All because you done
Oh,
fell
yeah.
in love.
Right.
Now you all Google-eyed and what is it, baby? What do you like? Yeah.
Compromise.
Verse 27. Shall we then hearken unto you to do all this great evil, to transgress against our power in marrying strange wives?
Mhm.
And one of the sons of Jehoiada, the son of Elishib, the high priest, was son-in-law of Sanballat the Horonite. Therefore I chased him from
Hold
me.
on. So see that we was talking about earlier, and one of the sons of Jehoiada, the son of Eliashib, the high priest. So this was the next person in line for the high priesthood. So one of his sons, so one of the high priest's grandsons, was son-in-law to Sanballat the Horonite. Son-in-law means that's your dad also. We're not supposed to be in-laws to the other nations. That goes back again to that law. You see one amongst the captives, you can take her and do this, that, and third. But there's no alliances with the dad and their customs. You're not the son-in-law. You're not the son of them ever. That's what son-in-law or daughter-in-law means. Like, I got my parents, but now we're intertwined with this man or woman, and his or her parents are my parents as well. See that? Like the king of Ammon, the king of the high priest of Dagon, right? The high priest of Dagon is not Pops. You know, it's not happening. Like, he's still somebody he's over there. You don't know him no more. He's a stranger. Now he's a stranger to you. Your dad, because he's a priest of Dagon, and you're from that land, and y'all got the fish god things. You don't know them no more. It's done. Mourn for him and get over it.
It's like grinding up beef for the court case.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Right. Right. We ain't doing it. We're not doing it. From there, go ahead, read 29.
Verse 29. Remember them all by power, because they have defiled the priesthood and the covenant of the priesthood and of the
You
Levites.
see that? So we're not going to go deep in that, but see, they defiled the priesthood and the covenant of the priesthood and of the Levites. These Levites it was stipulations in their priesthood. They wasn't supposed to marry. They had the most strict rules on who they could marry, right? The Levites, yeah. Like, you could marry a woman that had a man before. A Levite couldn't do that.
No.
Like, it was strict. So, and in terms of other nations, no. They wasn't supposed to be seeing one amongst the captives. There was it could be an Israelite.
As long as they Israelite. Okay.
Yeah, but we'll save that for when we do the lesson on this.
That's fine.
But yeah, we'll go through the exact laws. Matter of fact, eventually we're going to get to it through the Torah reading. But yeah, it's very exact laws on who the Levites could marry, and it was more strict than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Right. So. Right. So we can drop that and now go to Ezra 9.
Ezra 9.
Well,
Yeah, we don't want the whole thing. What do you want to go to? Because I think we're going to remember Ezra is even the same, dealing with the same transgressions. So let's see. Maybe we'll go back if you want. Let's go to Ezra 9:1. And then if once we tackle that, if you want to go back, we can go back. Because this might, go into it. Ezra 9:1.
Yeah, I know. I was showing you something.
1 through 14.
Yeah, we're going one, not really through. We're going to go 1, 2, then jump to 10.
1, 2.
The book of Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. Now, when these things were done, the princes came to me, saying, the people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the land, doing according to their abomination.
See, hold on. So, we didn't separate from them. We were doing according to their abominations. That means worshiping their gods, keeping their ways. We wasn't following the laws. Go ahead.
Even the Canaanites.
We were supposed to, first off, we already transgressed when we didn't wipe out the Canaanites going into Israel.
That's right.
Now we done hundreds of however long past We done been in captivity, bad captivity, and we're in this not final, but this, because now we're in captivity, but we're in this major captivity to the Babylonians, been allowed to come back a little bit. And now the same people we didn't get rid of that we were supposed to, now we're doing according to their abominations all over again. All over again. Just took a trip from Babylon, and now we already at it again.
So,
Go ahead.
Can I ask a question right there? If at some point in the midst of that you realize how far off track you are, how long would it take you to cleanse yourself before you can go back?
Well, Isaiah 1:16. Well, what do you mean go back? Until the Most High is good with you again, or
because it was not only about their God, because they began to take on their attributes and
Isaiah
began to eat their
1:16.
food and stuff.
right? But this is how quick. Isaiah 1:16.
Isaiah 1:16.
Yeah, it's real simple. Like,
Okay.
Because you said how long till you can cleanse yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's simple. The problem is we don't ever want to do this, but he always told us this. In Sirach, it says, cease to do offend less. Right here is how you cleanse yourself.
Come on.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 16. Wash you, make ye clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes.
Do what?
Put away the evil of your doings from before my eyes.
So it's that simple. Go ahead.
Cease to do evil.
Cease to do evil. Put away the evil. How quick can you do that? Like, yeah, I can stop worshiping other gods if I'm worshiping other gods today, and I can cease to doing evil.
Right.
When the Most High returns His grace on me, or puts me back in good standing, that's the Most High.
Yeah.
But I can that quickly turn from my ways once I see that, okay, I was tripping, I'm off. That quick, I can cease to do evil.
Okay.
And it means cease. So that means I'm not just done today. Then, a week later, I'm be like, okay, I cleaned up a little bit. No, now I'm done, and you don't return to it. You're clean. The Most High said that you're clean that way. But 17, go ahead, read that.
Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow.
Basically, I wasn't keeping the commandments. Let me start keeping them again. Let me stop doing what I was doing. And okay, it says to do this. I'm going to do this. Seek judgment. So do and seek what's written in the Word of God.
Do and seek.
Do and seek. Right. So we can go back.
Thank you.
Con. Where we at? Ezra. We was in chapter
Ezra
9,
chapter
verse
9.
1. You said abominations, even the Canaanites. Verse 1.
And they have not separated themselves from the people of the land, doing according to their abominations, even the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites,
all the Canaanites,
the Moabites.
now the Ammonites and the Moabites, they couldn't come into the temple at all, or congregation.
The Egyptians.
The Egyptians couldn't.
And the Amorites.
And then all these nations, we supposed to not be doing none of this. This is the Israelites and the Levites come back to the land and are following these abominations. Go ahead.
For they have taken up their daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands.
This is the sons of God all over again, marrying in with the daughters of men. And the problem is following their ways and their customs. Go ahead.
Excuse me. Yea, the hand of the princes and rulers have been chief in this trespass.
Drop to 10.
Verse 10. And now, O Yahweh, what shall we say after this? For we have forsaken thy commandments, which thou hast commanded by thy servants, the prophets, saying, the land unto which ye go to possess it, it is unclean land, with the filthiness of the people of the lands, with their abominations, which have filled it from one end to another with their uncleanliness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, therefore, give not your daughters unto their sons,
Mm-hmm.
neither take their daughters unto your sons,
Mm-hmm.
nor seek their peace, their wealth forever, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever.
What's going to happen when you're marrying your daughters to them and they're marrying their daughters to you? What's going to happen? Inheritances are going to eventually go to them. Go ahead.
We see that
And-
in a lot of Hollywood today,
Mm-hmm.
and black athletes today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that's one of the biggest foolishness that I could see so-called black athletes and actors too. Yeah, I mean, what was my man?
Arnold.
No, he just got caught up.
I'll be back.
No. They just had a big trial with him. He dating Megan Good now.
Who? P. Diddy?
Oh no, the guy who was dating Steve Harvey.
Dating Steve Harvey daughter.
Wasn't he dating?
He was in that new Creed movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, that's what you talking about.
Son, what's the dude name on Creed? Yeah, what's his name? Jonathan Majors. Yeah, man, he just went through it with the heathen, and she smacked him with the cell phone, broke it all up, and then he got the charges for it and everything too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you want to try to have and give your inheritance to them after you done been successful in Hollywood, and then you got all your roles stripped out from under you because she didn't play the damsel in distress.
Mm-hmm.
You remember, well, Arnold was worse because remember when he was married, he took and had a heart attack or something and went into a coma, and his family was begging the wife to put him on life support, but she took him within 24 hours. She said,
What was this now?
Arnold.
Oh, different strokes.
Yeah.
Oh man, you talking about Gary Coleman?
Go ahead, Coleman. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, they begged. They said you can take all the money. We just want him. Let him be on life support. She went straight for the money.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's how he went out like that.
He put him in debt.
Like a
Or
sucker.
the purse.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
Tiger Woods.
Yeah. You could go down the line endlessly to any of these athletes that did not get a prenuptial agreement and then got divorced by their little damsel in distress.
Tiger didn't know about his tribe. So.
Nah, he was dealing with the foreign woman. His mama was teaching him Buddhism and all that stuff. So he was going off anyway. Yeah. So he didn't have a chance. You know what I mean? He don't have a chance unless he find out something about us. You know what I mean? He off. You know, yeah. Michael Jordan going off. You know what I mean? All of them going off.
They off the back.
Yeah.
LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron going on. Yep, they all going off. Charles going on. Charles Barkley going on. Yep.
But their action, even greater than that, the greatest offense is their action forbid them to be able to fight for the poor, for the blind and the downtrodden, which is blackness. That's why they can mock or they can lay silent in what's happening to us on the world stage is happening, and they're either commenting against us or coming against us like Barkley all day long, or they just remain silent when these tragedies are happening.
Oh man, they put their coon cape on.
Oh,
Yeah, they coon cape. Yeah.
And sometimes silence is the coon cape.
Yep.
Martin says there's a time in which silence is paramount to consent.
Yep. You don't say nothing to do nothing. Yeah.
I'm down with it.
See, no comment. No comment. Like the people being slaughtered.
Won't even
Yeah.
make that comment, no comment. We make a no comment comment.
And they're not doing what the commandments tell them to do, to feed the flock of the slaughter who's possessed to slay them and find themselves not guilty.
Yeah. In charge.
Okay. Where we at?
I believe you was at 12.
Verse 12. Now therefore give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth forever, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever. And after all that has come upon us for our evil deeds and for our great trespass, seeing that thou, our God, hast punished us less than our iniquities deserve, and has given us such deliverance as this.
Go ahead.
Should we begin again, break thy commandments, and join in affinity with the people of these abominations?
Join affinity. So when you in America, you're joining in affinity with the people.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Wouldst thou not be angry with us till thou hadst consumed us, so that these abominations wouldst not thou be angry?
Where you at? What verse you at?
14.
14.
Oh, okay, keep going. Go ahead.
Should we again break thy commandments and join in affinity with the people of thy abominations? Wouldst thou be angry with us till thou hadst consumed us, so that there should be no remnant nor escaping?
Stop right there. Right. So, and the affinity part. So when you look that up, the word is hatan or hatan. Ha, that's the ha, the tha, the no, hatan. No, that's kathan. Either way, that's the Hebrew word for joining affinity. It means to become a son-in-law, make oneself a daughter's husband. Go down to Strong's definition. Look at this. It says to give, in parentheses, a daughter away in marriage, hence generally to contract affinity by marriage.
Affinity.
So when you're giving your daughter to someone, you're making a contract with the other one's parents and vice versa. There's a contract through marriage.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's in transgression of what we read in verse 11.
Transgression what we believe.
It said, verse 11, that's a transgression of what he said when he said, thou commanded thy servants, saying, the land under which ye go to possess it is an unclean land, with the filthiness of the people of the lands, with their abominations, which have filled it from one end to another with their uncleanness. Now therefore give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or wealth forever, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land and leave it for an inheritance to your children. Because when you're doing this, you're making affinity with those people through contract. A contract is something that you can't break.
No,
And if you do break it, there's consequences.
that's right.
We're only in contract with who? Yahweh, that's it. So now you're making contracts with men and not your God. And it's with men, the people that you was told that you had to get rid of anyway.
It's like taking
That's what we were coming back and doing.
and adding an addendum to it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's what we're doing. We were doing this time. That's what we was doing in Adam's time.
It's a practice to defile the vessels of the female Israelite. She's still an Israelite,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're defiling her with the heathen that his ways are
Come,
abominable,
absolutely.
right? It might not be
And if she having
clean,
children,
but
when
she's polluted.
And if she having children with him, she giving him children of the other nation, because the seed is of the father. Yeah.
So, someone asked me the other day, why do you worship on Saturday? I said, well, why do you worship on Sunday? He
Right.
said, well, because Jesus rose on Sunday. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Stay with that. Stay with that.
Stay with that.
Now, you know how that works out, okay?
What I'd like to do is ask them then, well, you said Jesus. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Did Jesus say to do what the Father said? Yeah, he said that. So when did the Father say was the holy day?
Never changed it.
That's right.
Yeah, he said the seventh day. And Christ, what did he do on the seventh day? Didn't he go into the temple and read out of the prophets? And yeah, so are you even following him?
Mhm.
You say he rose on Sunday, but are you following him?
Mhm.
Right. But yeah, we can drop that Ezra and go back. So we see that it happened in the Adam's time, and we can see it again in scriptures, right? And we only went to the return from Babylon, but we can even see that in the wilderness.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with the Moabites and Midianites,
Yeah.
we see it happening then. falling for their women at the council of Balaam, right? That's the sons of God taking and making marriages as the daughters of men, right? So the whole idea of anything else, giants and angels and all that, debunk. Now we're also going to see did giants come on the earth because of this. That we're going to deal with that too. So go ahead and read chapter 6, verse 3.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 3.
So we're back to Genesis. Go ahead.
And Yahweh said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet this his day shall be in 120 years.
And this is when the Most High put it out. He's going to stop allowing us to live the 950 years, and men they're only going to reach 120 tops. Then down the line, you're going to see he dropped it to 70. That's why most people die around 70 now. And it's very rare that you live to 100, let alone, there's people that reach 120, but that's like finding, what's that stuff in Black Panther? That metal. What's the metal?
Vibranium.
That's like finding some vibranium, at the truck stop or something. Yeah. You ain't really seen it. Verse 4.
Verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days.
So there was giants in the earth in those days. Go ahead. This is in the days that this was happening. There was already giants in the earth when the sons of God went into the daughters of men. Because they say the giants came from the sons of God. This is one of the stories that the giants came from the sons of God laying with women. But we're seeing already, hold up, it says giants were in the earth in those days already. Go ahead. Yep.
There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men.
You see that they were already there before and after these unions. So no, giants were not made by angels flying down from heaven and laying with women at all. Go ahead, keep reading.
Daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became a mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
Were these giants the children of God? And also become mighty men. You see mighty men today. The president is a mighty man. LeBron James is a form of a mighty man.
Okay.
P. Diddy, no Diddy.
Mike Tyson.
No Diddy, y'all. P. Diddy is on the earth, would be a mighty man. Mike Tyson, a mighty man. Yeah, right? That's why I said men of renown. Yeah, so the sons of God were laying and having children with these women that were also becoming people of renown. Right. Meaning they had influence. But the children of God, the sons of God were supposed to have children that were of influence, and that influence was supposed to be the ways of the Most High. Right, but that was changing. They was having children that wasn't bringing that to the earth no more. Right? So were these giants the children of God? Precept, Baruch 3:26. And we're going to see that, no. We're going to see in this scripture that the giants were not the sons of God.
What's that at the bottom? Something about of the Jews?
Yeah, we're going to go into the antiquities. We're going to go into the antiquities of the Jews. But first, Baruch 3:26, to see were these giants the children of God. What we're going to see here is that no, they were not. But this is where you would go to prove that. I'll read it.
Go ahead.
Baruch 3:26. There were the giants famous from the beginning. They were of so great stature and so expert in war. Those did not Yahweh choose, neither gave he the way of knowledge unto them. But they were destroyed because they had no wisdom and perished through their own foolishness. So no, not the sons of God. They were in the earth before and after, and no, they were not the sons of God. Were the Adamites bigger than us today? I'm sure they were.
They were Africans. That's already
totally different. But were
totally different.
we bigger then? Yeah, we was bigger then.
Yeah.
But these giants, they were not the sons of God. From there, let's go to Antiquities of the Jews, book 1, chapter 3, and verse 72. Verse 72 down. Go ahead.
Concerning the flood, and after what manner Noah was saved in an ark with his kindred, and afterward dwelt in the plain of Shinar.
Go ahead.
Chapter 1, verse 72. Now this posterity of Seth continued to esteem Yahweh as the power of the universe,
Mm-hmm.
and to have an entire regard to virtue for 7 generations, but in process.
So up to Enoch, that's 7 generations of Seth, right? And he walked with God. He was taken into heaven. Go ahead.
But in process of time, they were perverted and forsook the practices of their forefathers, and did neither pay those honors to Yahweh which were appointed them, nor had they any concern to do justice towards men.
So this is after sleeping with the daughters of men. This is an example of what was happening with the sons of God sleeping with the daughters of men. And we see that was the posterity of Seth. Those were the sons of God. And right, they was leaving off of the ways of the Most High. Go ahead.
But for what degree of zeal they had formerly shown for virtue, they now showed by the actions a double degree of wickedness, whereby they made Yahweh to be their enemy. For many angels of Yahweh accompanied with women.
See, that's now saying angels. Yeah. So the sons of God, angels. But is it talking about those spirits? No. It's talking about the posterity of Seth. It's talking about the sons of God, men, that lineage of the Adamites at this time. But it's calling them angels. We're going to deal with what does that mean. Go ahead.
For many angels of Yahweh accompanied with women, and begat sons that proved unjust, and despisers of all that was good, on account of the confidence that had in their own strength.
So they started to have confidence in their own strength. They wasn't relying on the confidence of the Most High. And this was even those names that was given after Enoch. Some of them started to do this. You notice only Noah made it through the flood.
Right.
So that's even including them. It's including them. It's including the sons and daughters they had. It was the sons of God, that chosen people, going off the same way now we did that. It continues. We're doing the same thing that the chosen line did then, right? But Josephus called them, instead of sons of God, angels of God, right? So what does that mean? What does that mean? You look up angels, get your BLB, your Blue Letter Bible, go to the word angels, and it's Malak, right?
Yeah.
It's Malak. And what does it mean? A messenger, a representative.
Okay.
See that? That's what Malak means. That's where the Hebrew for angel. Right. So we already went through the precepts and seen that's what we were supposed to be. That's what the sons of God were. Messengers, Yahweh's messengers here on earth, bringing forth the word of life. That's the sons of God. So that's what Josephus, he's not saying sons of God, he's saying angels of God, because it was the Most High's messengers. Now they're going off. You're supposed to be the light in the world, bringing forth the word of God, his judgments, but now you're following the ways of men through marrying in with the daughters of men. That's what it's all about. Back to Josephus, their own strength.
Their own strength, for the tradition is that these men what resembled
Hold
the
on,
acts.
they did. These men did. Go ahead. What resembled?
Coincidence that had in their own strength, for the tradition is that these men did what resembled the act of those who the Grecians call giants.
So they did what resembled the acts of giants. They wasn't giants,
They copied them.
but they wasn't giants.
Right.
So the angels, sons of God, sleeping with women did not bring forth giants. It brought forth men that did acts that resembled that. Back to Genesis.
Verse 5. And
You got-
God's
Hold up, you got a question?
That's like we see today in sports.
Exactly.
Anything that we're involved
Exactly. Exactly. We're the top in the army. We're the top in martial arts. We're the top in martial sports, like boxing and things and such, or in sports, or in your Harvards and your Princetons. When we get in there, we're the top of that too.
That's right.
Same thing. Exactly. Verse 5 of Genesis 6.
Verse 5. And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of thoughts of his heart was only by evil continually.
Mhm.
And it repented Yahweh that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart.
Mhm.
And the Yahweh said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast,
Mhm.
and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air. It repenteth me that I have made them. Noah found grace in his eye, but Noah found grace in his eyes of Yahweh.
So now the Most High, he's sick of it. He's ready to destroy the earth. But what's the real problem? Why now? If the other people wasn't given the laws of God, they remember the whole Adam thing and the breakdown in Genesis 1 and 2 and 3, all that. He breathed in life to Adam. That was him giving the commandments to a person amongst people that's already there, right? So he only gave that to one man in his lineage, right? But now he's ready to destroy the earth. Well, everybody else, they never had it, so they was always going to be off. But why now is he fed up to this point? Because what we read, the sons of God now sleeping with women, taking on their ways. Now the people that I put on this earth to rule the people that don't have the law, statutes, commandments, they're not ruling the earth with my law,
No.
bringing my judgments to the earth. They've cast that off as well. Now they moving wickedly. They're following the ways of men,
Right.
and they're not doing what I even made them and chose them for. So now he's ready to destroy the earth. But except for Noah. Noah's the only one that found that grace in his sight. And then his sons, but it's Noah. It don't even say his sons found grace. So that just to show that sometimes your son can ride on your back. Your seed can get
You get a pass.
get blessings due to your actions.
Yes, sir.
Now we know at the end, everybody is going to get in off their own. And sometimes you can piggyback or lammy back off of your father's works and get in, but then what ends up happening is you don't follow his ways, and you end up getting, you'll end up getting your chastisement anyway. But Noah found grace, and his sons are going to get to ride into the boat, ride into the next world with him based off of his righteous deeds.
like he did in Romans 9, where you said he's in the seed of the promise.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Go ahead, read verse 9.
Verse 9. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with Yahweh.
Go to Josephus. Book
74.
Book 3, verse 74.
The book of
So
Josephus.
Noah walked with God. Who else walked with God? Enoch.
Enoch.
Enoch was taken. It said Enoch pleased the Most High. How he was doing everything that the Most High said do. He was that cut above the rest, doing the will of the Most High, bringing his light to the world, judgments. That was Enoch. Same with Noah,
Elisha.
right? Same with Elijah.
Right.
Same with Ezra. Read that.
The book of Josephus, book 3, chapter 74. Verse 74. But Noah was very uneasy at what they did, and being displeased at their conduct, persuaded them to change their dispositions and their acts for the better.
So what was he doing? Holding forth the word of life is what he was doing. He was doing what we do. We get out on the streets and we bring the word to the people that's in darkness. That's what Noah was doing.
Who would fight for me in that day?
That's what it means to walk. Exactly. That's walking with God, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
But seeing that they did not yield to him, but were slaves to their wicked pleasures, he was afraid they would kill him together with his wife and children, and those they had married. So he departed out of the land.
And you know the scriptures, it don't say none of that. But he does go on to build a ship that's as big as a damn football field. So I don't think he did that in the city. So it says Josephus said that that's what came down at his time, that Noah had left because they was going to kill him. We see that in Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's right.
We see that in Ezekiel. It said, even though you'll be amongst scorpions and thorns and thistles, and your people's rebellious and make their heart against your head, make your head hard against theirs, right? That's what people do. Matter of fact, get Amos 5 and 10 real quick. This is what Noah was dealing with. The same way we deal with it today. Same way the prophets dealt with it in Ezra's time, or Ezekiel's time, Isaiah's time. Our people hate to be told about what they're doing wrong.
Right?
To be told and showed and taught what's the right path. They hate that. So it was the same thing going on before the flood. But right, they hate that thing. Am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? Well, yeah, to our people, yes, you are.
Yes, sir. You become enemy.
Yeah.
Right away.
You don't even you're not even condemning, you're just teaching. You're just giving warning, but how do they see it? Our people see it, oh, you judging me.
Yeah.
Who made you our judge?
Don't kill the blessing.
Oh, so you perfect? What you trying to say? You're perfect? You getting on me, but I bet you everybody got issues. But you're not being judged right now. You're being warned that the judgment is coming, but you hate that. Amos 5 and 10.
The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate,
Mhm.
and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
See that? And we dropped right there. That's all I wanted. They hate him that rebukes in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. So the same way you see it today, Noah was going through that while he was in building of this boat, before he built the boat. Noah was walking with God, so he was seeing the wickedness and he was rebuking. Mm-hmm. He was trying to, but he wasn't just condemning. He was trying to bring the people back to the ways of the Most High. But the people, they hate that. The people refuse that. Read down verse 75 of Antiquities. Yeah, verse 75. Go ahead.
Verse 75. Now Yahweh loved this man for his righteousness,
Mhm.
yet he not only condemned those other men for their wickedness, but determined to destroy the whole race of mankind and to make another race that should be pure for wickedness.
See that? To make another race that should be pure from wickedness. We can drop that. Mhm. So once the sons of God, they started to follow the ways of man, and that's when he got to the point, okay, we done now. Then we're done. I'm gonna take Noah and I'm gonna take his sons and make I'm gonna start all over again. Right? Genesis 6 and 10.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 10. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before Yahweh, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth.
Yeah.
And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence, though through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth.
All right, hold that. So he's ready to destroy the earth now. So what wickedness filled the earth that would cause him to end all the flesh?
The book of Ecclesiastes.
So Ecclesiastes, I know you're going now. Every Shabbat. Go ahead. Let's go first to Ecclesiastes 1:9. So now the corruptions filled the earth, violence has filled the earth, wickedness filled the earth. What wickedness would cause him, Yahweh, to end all flesh? Ecclesiastes 1:9 first.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done, that which shall be done.
Is that which shall be done.
And there's no new thing under the sun.
So if you want to know what wickedness filled the earth at that time, you can look at today. You can look at any time through history. What was done then is done now. There's no new thing under the sun. So you can just look out at the world today and you can get a feel for exactly what was going on that made Yahweh in all flesh, right? So let's see a couple of things that would cause Yahweh to do that. Revelation 21:7.
The book of Revelation chapter 20 verse 7. He that overcomes shall inherit all things, and I will be his God.
So this is end times. He that overcometh shall inherit all things. This is talking about make the kingdom, right? So this is the future even from now. It's something that hasn't came to pass yet, right? Go ahead. And I will be his God.
And I will be his God, and he shall be my son.
Read.
But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable and murderers.
So people that were fearful, they were unbelieving, they were abominable, meaning they were adulterous, they were doing all the unclean acts, all the works of the flesh, right? They was eating swine, they was worshiping other gods, worshiping wood and stone. They were, the abominable, right? They didn't believe in God, the unbelieving. This was all on the earth. And murderers, they said. Murderers, violence, covered the earth, porn, right? Sexual deviancy. Go ahead. After murderers
and whoremongers.
There was whoremongers in the earth during Noah's time.
Sorcerers.
And
sorcerers. You had the palm reading spots. You drive to get your lamb and fries. And on the way, you pass by the palm reading tent, right? That was going on in Noah's time. Go ahead.
To the store and get all your root stuff.
Yep. All that was going on there. Go ahead, keep reading.
And all liars shall have their part.
Idolaters.
Idolaters. And all liars shall have their part in the lake, which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
So these people are going to be destroyed in the time to come. So that's the people that was being destroyed then. All these things that we read that won't make it to the kingdom and will go into the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone. Same thing was going on then. Them people were destroyed by the water. Same way them people was going to be destroyed again by fire. Right. From there, Wisdom of Solomon 14:16.
The Wisdom of Solomon in 14:16. Thus in process the time an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
So the kings were commanding people to worship graven images in the time of Noah. Right. And we read get their head cut off. We read Josephus said that Noah was rebuking the people and he had to flee, right? I bet he did. Kings were commanding these things.
Right.
And if you didn't, off with your head, like you said. Right. Death for those that don't worship, right? Keep going.
Verse 20.
And so drop down to 20.
And so the multitude of the Lord, by the grace of the work, took him now for a God, which a little before was but honored. And this was an occasion to deceive the world. Right. For men serve neither calamity or tyranny, did ascribe unto stones and stocks an uncommunicable name.
Incommunicable name. Yahweh. To stones and stocks.
Moreover, this was not for them that they erred in the knowledge of Yahweh, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace.
Mm-hmm.
For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices,
So they were slaying children in sacrifices to idols in those times.
or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites.
So they had all them weird ceremonies that you see in by the Greeks and Romans. Yeah, dealing with women in the temple, sacrificing swine, and all that. It was done even in Noah's time.
Yeah.
Right.
Even before that.
Mm-hmm. Even before that. Right. Keep going.
They kept neither lives nor marriages
Or
Any longer.
undefiled,
Uh-huh.
but either one slew another traitorously, or grieved him by adultery.
See that? Cats was killing each other for the women,
Mhm.
grieving them by adultery.
Yeah.
Marriages were undefiled in Noah's time. Go ahead.
So that there reigned in all men without exemption blood,
And that's what we read. We said the earth was filled with violence. Go ahead.
manslaughter,
Go ahead.
theft,
Go ahead.
and dissimulation,
Simulate.
corruption,
Mm-hmm.
unfaithfulness,
Yep.
tumults, perjury,
Uh-huh.
disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls,
Defiling of souls. Go ahead.
changing of kind.
Changing of kind. We see that now.
Mm.
Look, you look at the earth. You can tell all these things. The earth. We see that today. That's how we know.
Fast, bro.
You know the Most High is coming to end this
Yeah.
thing soon.
Yeah.
This is what's going on in Noah's time, and it's going on today. Changing of kind. Cats is changing men to women, women to men, cats to dogs, and combining them, making
Yeah.
cat dogs, and
Yeah.
artificial wombs and
Clone.
growing lamb clones and artificial wombs, all types of madness.
Put pig-hearted men.
Artificial meat.
Yeah.
New vegetables that never existed, and fruits, and just everything changing of kind. The Most High made the earth and gave everything its kind, and now Esau, he went, okay, we're gonna make a different thing. Made man, we're gonna change that. You want to be a woman? We're gonna cut, nip, tuck, dip, zip up,
Nip,
and all
tuck.
that. Yeah. I just saw a video. I just saw a video on Instagram yesterday or the day before, where it was a woman. In part, she had changed to a man. Anyway, had the whole taking the hormones. This chick got the whole beard, short cut. You can see she had her breast sewed off. Chopped off, and so you can see the sew up job, the scar from the sew up, but she still had her parts down there, and it got probably artificially inseminated, whatever. And she's giving birth to a baby. Looked like a whole man. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that too,
it looked
man.
like a whole man sitting there squeezing out a baby. I saw it on Facebook or Instagram, I believe.
I saw it on YouTube.
I still got it. It's up on my feed. I shared it.
And I think
I couldn't even watch it all.
I think her husband, which is
A she.
is a man.
Yeah,
That,
it's a
the
woman.
other
Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
he
it's
was disappointed
yeah, I saw
because
it.
another he, she.
He couldn't breastfeed.
Poor thing.
It was just
I couldn't watch it, man. It was just confusion.
it was disgusting. They plopped the baby on the its chest. I'm gonna call it a it. They plopped the baby on its chest, and it's the whole. It looks like a man crying the same way, like you see the woman cries when she gets that baby. Okay, what's this man-looking woman? Just like it just don't look right.
Yeah, it's just
Disgusting.
awful,
It
man.
makes your stomach start to.
Man,
And that's what's going on in the world today, though.
Yeah, they want you to
Like,
accept
come
this
on, man.
foolishness, man. Like,
The thing, what's about so like
becoming
how much longer? How far is that gonna go on?
Quite a ways.
Really, I don't know. I think we close.
yeah, man.
Oh,
'cause
yeah, we go,
Like,
but-
yeah.
if you being
Yeah.
the man of the Most High, you
Right,
can't stand
right.
to look at it. Just imagine how the Most High looking at this, man.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
Yeah.
because I can't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't watch it. Like
Domination.
yeah. Like
It's crazy.
it look gross, man.
Yeah.
And now they trying to legalize it for
Absolutely.
children.
Absolutely.
To you can get an 8-year-old that can decide, oh, I want to be I was born a boy, I want to be a girl now. That's crazy. How you're not even mentally at that phase where you can even make choices concerning paying some bills, let alone what gender you should be.
It was this
Crazy.
That's all what you get.
this San Francisco chorus of men, and they was talking about how they became teachers, and they sang a song how they did it perfectly to teach your children to be homosexuals.
Oh, yeah.
You saw that video? Oh man,
I'm sure they exist.
it does.
Look
So
it up.
we're talking about 2 Thessalonians 2. And
They
Read it real quick because I'm about to search something. I'm trying to search that up.
then shall
I was
that-
great searching it.
Say it out loud for anybody listening though. Where you at? What's the address?
And then, 2 Thessalonians 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth,
Oh, you was looking for something else.
and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the works of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness and of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to destroy all those people.
And it says, and for this cause shall Yahweh send a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie.
And we see that on the
It's
earth
already
today.
done. It's already
And
done.
these people, they believe that it's okay. They believe that God wants you to be who you are. Wants you to, what's it called? They got a phrase, live your truth. They're under that delusion. Our people under that delusion. They're okay. Hey, our people under that delusion, like, okay, let them be. If that's them, everybody is different. That's their right, and blah, and God's cool with it. They're under that delusion. They've been sent by Satan. They following Satan.
And the key word you said, allow them to live their truth. 12 states.
That's it right there. You
that
gotta
they
play that
might-
for them.
That they might be damned who believe.
That's what it's
not
called right
the
there.
truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
And that's what's ahead.
Yeah.
Like these cats are going in the front. They're going to be destroyed.
Yes, sir.
Forever. You got a video. What's it
Yeah,
called?
it's called a message from the gay community.
How long is that video?
Uh,
I don't know if they'll be able to hear it. So I just want to get like some images or something.
I don't know exactly how long it is.
I just want to show the dude on
It's
the
4 minutes, but like it's
he see on the damn table.
That's what it's called. A message from the gay community.
Oh, here we go. This one's a minute long. Let's try this one.
Okay, it's only a minute. That's good.
This one's a minute and a half,
title?
man.
What's the title?
It says transgender man gives birth to a baby boy.
I hope you got the sound.
If I play the sound, it won't sound right online, I believe.
Nah, it'll come out because I've seen other people do it. You can hear it online.
But she just does it while he transitions.
I got full signal on my Wi-Fi, so let's see. Hopefully, we can get it playing. But this is, you can already see. Look, see the beard even before it plays. You can see he sees
I
baby.
see the beard.
Yeah,
He's mommy.
she looked like a whole man.
But he's
Oh, the two
Look
of
at this.
them. Look at the couple.
Oh, my. Look, gave birth to a healthy boy July 14th. Tristan Reese.
This ain't even one I saw.
But here's the thing.
Well, shoot.
I saw
this
one
is-
worse than this.
But here's the thing.
Honestly.
Look,
Here's the
look
thing.
at this.
They birth without soul.
Yeah, listen, these are children of the devil,
They ain't
man.
no soul.
But this is what's out in the world today.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Like,
one I saw, it was
you
a
don't know what
dude,
you
and
get,
him and they was gender swap roles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This ain't even the one. This ain't even the one I saw. This is
She's
another
the
one.
man and he's the woman.
Yeah.
That nice.
See, and
Right.
one was crying because he couldn't breastfeed, but he's a man.
This is
Transitioned
crazy.
into a woman.
This is crazy.
Right. So now
Changing of
the
kind
baby's
is-
gonna be licking on
It's a
sweat.
trading place.
This is madness.
Illness.
It's finally done, y'all.
But this is Esau reverting back to his full nature.
And it's crazy that
Slipping up.
these women are growing full beards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, witchcraft,
Yo.
testosterone boosters, and all that stuff.
Yo.
Yeah, witchcraft. It's witchcraft for its highest potential.
Yeah.
And you done chopped your breast off, so
But
I wonder if the milk
pills
still
they
counts.
taking, the pills they taking, they only got chopped their breasts off because the
No,
pills
they
that they
don't.
take it make their breast shrink.
Yeah.
Because it was a lady
It's
in
crazy.
Middletown, and she was taking them, and she took them to the point like the breast just started shrinking,
Yeah, that's the video.
and she got little chin hairs and everything too. I'm like, dang, man.
This is sick.
And then you already got children, so you doing the confusion right in front of your children.
Yeah.
And your children looking at you like,
They
dang,
really
you
lost.
turning into a man in front of
really
us. You know what I mean? It's craziness.
And next day they be turning into werewolves.
Yeah, probably taking because they've been practicing lycanthropy anyway because they believe that it came from a plant. According to legend, they came through a lycanthropus plant, and they got pricked by the thorns, and then they went into werewolfism. So I wouldn't be surprised if they got it anyway.
In the middle school where I work
And the
at,
purge
you
is
can't tell the
coming.
girls from the boys.
Sure.
You can't.
Sometimes you can't tell, huh?
You can't tell. Some of the boys want to be girls,
Mm-hmm.
some girls want to be boys. I mean, some of them you can't tell, but others, man, I'll be like,
Yeah,
what is your name?
right.
And they
Yeah.
tell me their name, you know.
And they got a name like Renee that make it even unisex. Something
Johnny
like
Bush.
that.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a boy then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they be wearing lip gloss.
What you mean your name Trayshawn?
Lip
What?
gloss.
Trayshawn.
That young anyway? Like,
Middle school,
come on, man.
Man, it's a gang of.
I mean, even growing up, like even as like regular lifestyle, like the teenage girls at my age, they couldn't even wear no lip gloss, lipstick till they was about 15, 16 anyway. You telling me in middle school they wearing it?
Those boys wearing
You
it.
see that one?
Awful.
Got
Elementary.
those boys wearing it.
Man. I mean, yeah, you see it on YouTube, but like in your school, like
So you found that on Google?
Yeah, I just Googled it.
Okay.
Transgender man has baby.
Most definitely.
But
But when the question is asked, who would fight for me in that day, it's because Yahweh has ordered us to go in and fish for them.
mhm.
Because those are families, they're our loved ones, friends. We got to go and get them out of that state of mind.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, that's the spirit.
It's very difficult.
Yeah,
But that's what we're called to do.
that's what we're called to do exactly. And Numbers 11:25 said, the Spirit came on, the Holy Spirit came on them, and they prophesied. So that's this doing that. That's the Spirit of the Most High, right? That's the Most High sending out. Like go, Jeremiah 6. Go to Jeremiah 6 real quick.
the video, I got it on my screen. I'll share it with y'all after class over, man. The one I was talking about.
I'll look at it and see if I can find it if you want. Jeremiah 6.
Is it Jeremiah 6?
Yeah, and we're gonna go to. Tell you in a second. It's around the teens.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, I think it's
15?
17.
Or 17?
Yeah.
Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken.
I said we will not. And what do we tell them? Drop to 16. What do we go out there to try and do? We try to let the people know this. Go ahead, 16.
Thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old
We
paths.
try to tell them to ask for the old paths. Come back. We gotta come back to the commandments. And ask for the old paths. We're not walking in the right path no more. We went off. We gotta find the old ways, the path that the Most High laid down for us. Go ahead.
Where is the good way?
Mhm.
And walk therein.
That's all we do. We try to go out there and let our people know you're Israelites. We've went off. That's why we're in the condition we're in. We gotta find a good way and start walking therein. That's all. And people hate us for it sometimes.
Yeah.
But sometimes people are just in delusion and they want to argue and they think that we're in the right way. I go to church every Sunday. Or I'm in Islam. I'm seeking my righteousness that way. I go to Allah, whatever it is. But we trying to show them like, nah, those are the things that got us where we're at today. We have to come back to this book and walk therein. That's the good way, right? Go ahead.
Called righteousness.
Right, exactly.
Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls.
Mhm.
But they said, we will not
We
walk
will not
therein.
walk therein. That's like the brother said. They don't even want to hear it.
And
They say we will not walk in that way.
the other threat to that is these children being born by these switch role people, man. They don't have no souls.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They can't go to some place where they don't have purpose to be.
yeah, man. I remember it was a disgusting story like a couple years ago. It was like this gay couple in Florida, and I remember seeing it on Facebook before an incident even happened. And they was in the bathtub with these black children. They had adopted all black children, and they were sitting there kissing each other. And the black children was like, more, and they was kissing each other. And then like a couple years went by, and come to find out they was molesting all the black children.
Sure they were.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, man. And like, I see that coming from like a mile away, man. And before it even happened, man, I was like, damn, man, I can't believe it happened like that. Nah. And then that's what they was doing. They was putting it in your face.
Yeah.
It was putting it in your face. And you can see the dudes, like you can see the demon in their eyes, man. Like the eyes was like all black and stuff. Like, man, you can see it in their face that it was about to go down. And then a couple years later, it came out that they had
the
did
last
it.
30 or 40 years, there's been an outbreak of them going all the way to Ghana and taking African kids and bringing them back here.
Oh yeah, Oprah Winfrey set stuff up like that. Like, come on, man.
It's a part of the Illuminati.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
They mock us because they know that they understand that one of our curses is that we don't have might in our hand.
I seen one video where they was going over there to Thailand and they was just molesting all the children. Rich man, and the little kids was walking up asking the tourists if you want boom boom yum yum.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, man.
That's true.
Yeah, man. I mean, they was little children. They couldn't have been no more than like 5, maybe 6-year-old children, man. And it was disgusting. And it was like these big white tourists, Esau, over there just molesting the children, man.
I see some of the
And they was in a
moms-
resort and it was all little children. I mean, it was disgusting, man.
I see some of their moms telling them that that's an adult. It's a little 10-year-old girl saying she's an adult. He said, she ain't no adult. No, she is an adult. And they're laughing while they're selling the little girls in the
The
process.
young age.
Oh man, that's awful.
That's just, well, see, these are the burdens of the wicked being in rule. Because Esau has destroyed the nations. He has went through the nations and he had made them what he is.
Yeah, they drank another cup. Yeah.
Without question. And for him to look as if he has any form of moral ethics or holiness, he has to bring everything beneath him. He has to destroy it so he can have something to look back on, because he's the abase of all men.
Yeah.
So he has to lower you lower than that bar of the abasement.
The lowest of the low, the most subtile beast in the field, for real.
He does that to us every day in the meeting. We have to be thugs. So he has to superimpose what he is by nature on us so that he can exist as the righteous.
Yeah, and convinced everybody else that we the top killer on the planet Earth when he the most radical killer.
The father of murder.
Yeah,
That's a distraction.
Yeah.
So they can continue doing what they're doing.
yeah.
By the time you really dig it, it's too late.
But he's being revealed in this hour.
Come
And that's part of our job. To
Come.
reveal it.
exactly. Let's go back.
Genesis.
Wisdom of Solomon, verse 26.
Wisdom of Solomon, 14:26. The disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns,
Mhm,
the following of souls,
mhm.
changing of kinds, disorder in marriages.
Disorder in marriages. So what you see today,
That's it.
the orders change. Women trying to run the house.
Yeah,
You know, the women run the house, or even sometimes the children. The man ain't in the house.
Children.
If he's in the house, ain't nobody listening to nothing he got to say. He just a paycheck. That's it. Yeah, it was disorder in marriages then. Same way the destruction came from that is coming out. The same is on the earth today again. Go ahead.
shameless uncleanliness.
Adultery and shameless uncleanliness. People ain't got no shame.
No,
in what they do.
no.
They out here fornicating and idolatry and
Sleeping with the
sleeping
neighbor while
with
you
the
at work
neighbor
and
while
stuff
you at
like
work.
that. Crazy stuff.
They just running through women just to run through them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Same thing with that.
And no shame.
No shame.
People don't even feel guilty about it.
Shame in the game.
That song it covers the earth today, just like they.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For the worshiping of idols, not to be named in the beginning, the cause and the end of all evil.
And so all these things that we just went through, they're the fruits of idolatry. And even today, people they say they don't believe in either or. Like you're not. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. Nothing. I'm just me.
I'm
I
a
just believe in God.
spiritualist.
No, you are.
Say
You're
spiritual.
in idolatry. You're taking part in the fruits of idolatry.
That's right.
You're still either a Christian, worshiping that cross, or Caesar Borgia.
Mhm.
The fruits of worshiping that is everything we just read. You're not that, okay, you're worshiping the cobblestone there, because the fruits of that is everything we just read here. Or if it ain't that, you worshiping the Buddha statue or whatever, you're in idolatry. That's the fruits of idolatry. You're not worshiping the living God.
No,
If you're not serving him, you're serving idols.
that's right.
It's either or, right? And the worshiping of idols was the beginning, cause, and end of all evil.
Mm-hmm.
So the same as it was then, it is today. And that's what was going on in Noah's time. We can go back.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 14. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits.
So this ark, so I got it up here is showing the what's it called? The different measurements, how you would see it today. And it said that a cubit is like roughly 18 inches, right? So that's like a foot and a half. So this ark was how many? 300 cubits long.
What did that come to?
That is going to be, so 300 times 1.5, 450 feet. A football field is about 300 feet.
Divided by 3.
Right. It's actually 300 feet. Half of that is 150. So it's a football field and a half long.
Okay.
That's how long
Pretty big.
this, so that's why it took 100 years to make it. This is
Right.
one man, his son's building this,
Yeah, him and his son.
right?
They
Out of
use
wood.
Conventional tools.
Out of wood and what did it say? Pitch,
Pitch.
right? No conventional tools. You ain't have the
Right.
cranes that we got today. And you ever been to
Pitch
like
is what, mud?
Newport
Or
News? They
something
got the
Pitch is something
It's like mortar, or mud, or
like
whatever.
mortar
Yeah,
and
it
mud.
seals it,
Yeah,
keeps the water from going through.
Yeah.
Right. And if you
it's
ever,
like sealing.
if you ever see like in Newport News, they got shipbuilding
Yeah,
down there.
Yeah.
Right. You ever been there?
yeah.
Yeah. And you see they underneath, they got all types of stuff.
Step
This,
on it, we're gonna-
yeah, they got all types of equipment that Noah ain't have to build
Right.
them ships.
Yeah.
So it was football field and a half long. The breadth was 50 cubits.
But not
That's,
not only did it take a long time from the build, he had to actually construct the tools they needed to actually build it.
Mm-hmm.
He had
Yeah.
to build a framing around first, and then build upon
Mhm.
that.
Right.
But the same way when the Chinese, when they're constructing their building, they use bamboo.
Yeah,
They
cuz
construct
I
the
see it.
bamboo first,
Mm-hmm.
and then they use the different flights of the bamboo to build the concrete and go all the way up.
Right. And then you're building all these different rooms. And you got, like you said, the beams
It's a
coming
lot.
down. Yeah. It's like walking into a mall with 3 stories.
Mhm.
It's like it's advanced.
Yeah,
It's a lot for people to do without all the modern technology and machinery we got.
So imagine the construction that that they used in Kemet when they was building those pyramids.
Mhm. Yeah, it was.
It was
Listen,
hay and mud.
takes the people that did this had to have like wisdom
Yes.
beyond any of us have today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we died.
Like,
Kristen,
and
'cause there wasn't no
Abraham taught
nails
the
and none of that
Egyptians that.
stuff.
That wisdom came from Abraham taught them.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, they did this
Joseph taught him.
without modern technology.
No
Not
modern
before
technology.
Joseph even did. Abraham, when he
Yeah,
taught the
first, he
Egyptians.
used whatever.
That's what he
And
said in
used,
Joseph.
weights in order to lift up stuff, lift up
Mm-hmm.
the mortar up to the areas where
Right.
they were working.
Right.
Levees and it was really intense.
Yeah.
Really intense.
Mhm. A lot of manpower.
It had a zero. It had a zero footprint. Like, where's the junkyards from the scrap?
hmm
How many
Well, it was all
There
wood.
wasn't no scrap.
By now, it's all yeah. Wood
It was
don't.
biodegradable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wood doesn't do well.
Everything was biodegradable.
hmm
And then there was times when the Pharaoh got pissed off and told him they had to make those blocks without straw.
Yeah.
And we know
Huh.
that it wasn't Esau who built them, because Esau don't give a damn about the ecology.
Oh yeah,
Not
yeah.
at all.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
it
a
was
different
Esau, right?
mindset,
Yep.
right?
hmm
Mhm.
So, and then it also explains, we talk about Newton when he says that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. If they believe that, then their construction principles would be predicated on that. But you have a people who are already operating in that knowledge or that wisdom and understanding
Come.
that they can't rape the earth and don't think that it's going to have a negative impact
Come.
on their children. So
Right.
he did it in such a way that it was in harmony. Esau has never shown that.
Nah, Esau is the
Mhm.
waster. Like, he don't
Right.
care.
Proper
Yeah.
word wasted.
hmm Time. Yeah, we can go back.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 17. And behold, I do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh
You
wherein.
read 16.
I thought I did. No?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
16.
Slakia. A window shalt thou make to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above. And the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof. With lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. And behold, I do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heavens, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee.
Real quick, I want to see if I can pull this video up I saw. No, yeah, real quick,
My butt's starting to hurt.
because over in Kentucky, they made a replica. Did y'all know that?
Say again?
Yeah, I did. know
Over
that.
in Kentucky, they made a replica of
Yeah,
Noah's
that's
Ark.
amazing.
Noah's Ark.
Did they?
It's
Yeah, let
amazing.
me see if I can find this thing.
I think they showed you in that movie, Evan Almighty.
It's a tour you go down there. It's truly
Where?
amazing.
Where
I don't know where at, but I've seen it. It's impossible
you gotta go to DC and see that tour they got over there.
for an ark.
It's what do you call it? It's called the field walk, the field trip of the Potomac. It's hot.
It's right here. It just has to load up. Let's try this one. It says Williamstown, Kentucky, complete walkthrough. Watch.
It's really giant. It's
It's more than
And it's all wood, just like it's crazy.
multiple stories.
But see, they got the technology to do it now. But when you see, it's like,
more than-
wow, one man did this with his three sons. It's crazy. What is all that noise they making? They definitely ain't going to sleep over there, man.
Yeah, it would sound like.
I think they taking some of this Wi-Fi. Let me tell them, get off. We need this. It's
I know he's
buffering
spinning
too
over
slow.
here. It's buffering. And the camera moving slow too.
It's about to pop up. I got full Wi-Fi connect. Here we go.
Who is that?
Here we go. This is Esau.
Is he all?
Yeah.
I figured it.
Yeah, it's all it's all
Duke
the
Wellington.
Who?
It all started doing.
Duke Wellington. I don't know.
You crazy.
Good day, Chop.
Full sons of Noah are.
Look at that thing behind us.
Williamstown, New
Uh,
York.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Look at that thing behind us.
Oh, I thought it said New York.
It's impressive on the inside.
Mhm.
I built log cabins before, and that's a work.
You did?
That
Yeah.
is,
So everything locks together.
yeah.
Right. And what is that stuff they use to put between the logs? The seal.
Well, there they usually go for, but pitch. There
It's pitch.
it's like titanium. It's kind of like a roofing material, but it deals with like
Here we go.
and stuff like that.
This is inside of it.
If it is well as-
See, they even got an exit, fire exit on it.
Termites, right? Prevents that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I guess they got the wax people in there. Yeah, wax Edomites in there.
And they all.
You know they gotta be extra. But look at this.
Yes, sir.
This is like you. This is like a section in the museum you go to. This is in that ship. Look at that.
Look at that.
Didn't know
Like you see this, you get a whole new respect for what Noah did.
What no did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the big animals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not the little animals.
Right. Right.
Yeah, dinosaurs.
Yeah,
So I'm saying
they just
dinosaurs.
walking up on me.
There is a concept out now where they're talking as if Noah may have taken DNA.
Noah did what?
To fit it up.
You know,
Right, I'm just telling you.
it's not impossible.
Right. Yeah.
But shoot, you think about it. Look at this. When you look at this, it was enough room to bring he's probably bringing the real species. He's not bringing like the offshoots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's not bringing a lab, a pit bull,
Right.
and a chihuahua. He's bringing whatever the dogs were that,
Right.
you know,
Take that
yeah.
time.
right.
He's bringing an R-K9, like
Mhm.
Prince Third, what we would call it. He got the first K9 with him, whatever. Or he's got a wolf
Yeah. And they were
or dire wolf.
They were bigger than.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
So
think
this place. See, it said KY. That's Kentucky. You right.
fast forward a little bit. Because it's like 32-minute video. We ain't gonna do all that. But just look at that.
Take my gun with me.
Yeah, now there you see boats, metal boats there.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yep. It's a tourist attraction.
hmm
What it is. It's there to make money, Doc.
Yeah, they take everything, make money off.
Put it together.
You know that.
Yes, sir.
But you look at it, this is just like what you see with them shipping containers, except for that's all steel. This was all wood.
Mhm. You said gopher. You said
It's like a mall.
a gopher wood is that stronger than walnut?
Gopher would have floating properties and sealing properties or potential dry.
Look at this. Look, they always gotta be extra, man.
Yeah.
They got the wax guy talking.
There's all of the scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Look
good
like,
point.
look like we didn't exist.
That he took some of the ancient writings.
Yeah, it's like where Really? So where did
exist?
where black folk come from?
Yeah,
Mhm.
We're the aliens. We came on spaceships.
yeah.
That's what it is.
And Noah didn't take on no slaves.
Or maybe Ham. Maybe they got all these. Maybe they got all these pale faces. Then they got Ham in a room with some monkeys, and he's a black man.
Just awful.
Well, we came from evolution.
Here we go. Now we coming up on Ham territory. Look,
There you go.
No,
On the black
the
side.
jungle animals.
no,
There you go.
Melanotan with him.
Oh, he took the Melanotan.
Melanotan. Crazy. Yeah,
Put that in his drink, right?
yeah, yeah. That's how we got our melons.
See if they go outside. I want to get a better view of the outside of it. Maybe
And then at times when you say,
Oh, here we go.
when people say, how is it that they could build an ark so large? Then you have to say, well, how is it that they were able to build pyramids?
Right. And you know,
They gonna figure out a way to do it.
That defies our logic. So then why couldn't they do another thing that simply justifies our logic at the
Mhm.
same level of intellect?
what they gonna say is, yeah, because people didn't build it. Aliens did.
Aliens.
Anunnaki
That's what they
did.
use the aliens.
And I'm not.
Yep.
And who?
If you're going to attribute any melanin to it, then it's the Anunnakis and the
Look at that thing.
UFOs.
That's like standing next to a full-scale shipping.
It's been down the shipyard, you can appreciate
At the
it.
shipyard, yeah.
Mhm. I used to work down there.
That's enough of that.
Yeah,
So yeah, we can go back. We can finish out this chapter, and then we'll wrap it up.
Verse 17.
I gotta bring my pad next week. Can't do this to my body.
And behold, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth.
Where we at?
17. And behold, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee, and of every living thing of all flesh, two of every sort that thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female,
Mhm.
of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind,
Mhm.
of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. Two of every sort shall come unto thee, and keep them.
Mhm.
And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them.
Mhm.
Thus did Noah according to all that Yahweh commanded him, so did he.
Con. And we'll go ahead and end it right there.
Right, that's when we start next week,
Mhm.
chapter 7.
Hope that was edifying. Um,
That answers the question. The Most High do away with his people, God forbid.
God forbid.
God forbid.
On the election, he saved the remnant.
Mhm.
Once again, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High Yahweh in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai. Again, we are Hebrew chosen elect. We fellowship here at Rose Hill Community Center, 19 Lamson Lane, classroom 110B, Newcastle, Delaware, from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. We would like for you to come fellowship with us, you and your family, if it be Yahweh's will. If you would like to give any alms or free will offerings to help us sustain the classroom, so that we're able to pass flyers and we're able to contribute to the ministry, you can give a free will offering at #, Hebrew Chosen Elect on Cash App. And once again, we would love for you to join us. And we should be out at camp during the summer at 24th and Market Streets here in Wilmington, Delaware. If you have any questions, if you want to walk up and ask any questions, please feel free to do so. You can contact me on Facebook at Brandon Daniels or Yakanan Maccabee on Facebook, and you can contact Brother Gamaria at We Are Israel. And if you would like to reach out to our elder Barak, you can reach out to him at Mashara Yasharala on Facebook as well, TikTok, and social media platforms. You can also watch our videos at Hebrew Chosen Elect, Red Pill Reality, HCE Reloaded, Hebrew Chosen Elect 2, and all of our older videos at Mikael 7, also on YouTube. And with that, we say shalom. Oh, yeah, and happy Feast of First Fruits to all those who are celebrating the Feast of First Fruits at sundown today. Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
All right.